So when we last left off, it was Königstag, day 6 of the carnival.
Excuse me.
The group had continued their various interactions, and after a bit of preparation, had been invited to the Graf's Palace to put on a modern interpretation of entertaining music. I'll put it as. With a very eclectic mix of, say, acting and music and artistry.
We got food.
Yeah, something along those lines. You guys have all arrived simultaneously. The elf was requested to answer a challenge that he had placed to, not Relaine, whoever the hunter is. Elevandril, who had been dared to stand up to the new elf's
massive skill,
top skills, and so forth. So, in an effort to prove the upstarts wrong, he invited him to the palace as well for a challenge of archery. Who the elf arrives just in time to witness the group's would-be performance. You guys are currently seated or setting up on the corner of the court. There are most of the notables for the campaign, at least, in the presence of the court. The Graf is here. All the other various nobility and so forth are doing various things. The Chancellor has given you guys basic instructions and so forth. And where we ended last time, there was a bit of call to attention as they directed the audience in your direction. And my understanding was you have at least one semiconductor person who is going to do something. And the intent was you guys were going to portray the show in whatever manner you deem necessary. With the basic understanding that you're trying to influence the court, influence the nobility, and so forth. The more you put into it, the more benefits you get out of it, sort of thing. Now, that being said, we can boil it down to a very simple performance roll, or you can roll with the performance as you prefer.
With advertising we're all virgins?
With no fortune or fate. Only.
Correct. Well, I am open to using fortune at this point. Fundamentally, what I'm going to have is you guys do your performance. You will get a bonus on the net performance roll for the skill based on how much you put into it. Okay. Now, you can use fortune to re-roll as desired, but functionally, each one of you is going to be making a performance roll or appropriate skill for whatever role you're playing. So, generally speaking, we're talking performance. If you're doing something else, I'm open to other suggestions if you have something that applies. The net success determines how much influence or reputation you get, and then presumably you'll have a period to interact with all the various NPCs. So, you can simply go straightforward and simple and just roll some dice.
No.
Okay, or you can go all out.
Carter, you got that Discord open, buddy?
I already do.
This is so stupid.
I honestly won't get my phone down and record.
And
So you guys want to stand
so I guess I should know.
Cameras won't see us.
No,
That's right.
There's the camera right there.
Is there like?
No, you're fine where you're at.
Right there.
You probably want to move the elf.
I don't. Yeah, I don't like it.
Unless the elf is the subject.
Just Sigmar and Ulrich just beating
Careful
on
swinging that
elves.
around, dude.
I
Is
do
there
have to
a-
ask, what's the chorus part of this?
I don't know. That he was the one who came it up.
I think it says chorus, doesn't it?
Chat GPT. I think
It says chorus. It doesn't say what the song part
Okay, I
of
got
the chorus
plus
is.
54.
Right.
It's when everybody
What's the
stops
beat?
and
What's
says,
the-
chorus!
What's
And
the
then moves
beat?
on.
Yeah.
What's the chorus is the next
Yeah.
beat.
When they all, yeah, there you go. When they all
Mic drop.
freeze.
Dog's like,
Right
why do you
after
hit me in the ass with the hammer, man? I'm like, he's freaking out.
So I'm gonna, spell wise, like his
He was doing pyrotechnics.
pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
Okay, something that isn't specific.
Yeah,
like,
it was
okay,
it's sort of a generic thing. He was using his magic skill.
So he can use like a entertain roll.
Yeah,
same type of
you
thing.
can use entertain or his lore magic.
Okay, or all of his rerolls.
He could use all of his rerolls. He's fairly reliable. He has like 7 of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have one.
The rest of you not so reliable.
How did he get so many?
He never dies.
Yeah.
And doesn't
He's
use them.
never in a situation where
He's
a roll kills him.
yeah. He's smart enough to run away.
And then
And he's also not been in situations where the rest of us burned him because he wasn't here.
Yeah.
So
Some
that's
cases.
helped a
Some
couple
cases,
times.
yeah.
investigation side
He also has
said
to have someone fall on him.
while they were performing,
Okay.
trying to keep an eye on anyone magical or the tax lords. But I thought they left. The tax lords left.
No, everybody's here.
Oh, they stuck around.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he dismissed. Oh, he dismissed them.
He
to go
dismissed them.
somewhere
They
else.
were arguing policy in front of him. He dismissed them so that the show could start.
Gotcha. So that's So he's
that's
trying to keep an
probably
eye
the
on anybody trying to like counteract magic, perform some types of magic. While
Okay. I
we're
mean, he
doing
can
our-
keep basic eye on
Yeah,
it, but I mean,
he's
his
gotta
focus is on his
concentrate
spells and so forth, so he can't
Yep.
really do a whole lot.
too. Gotcha. Cool. Okay. Hey.
Are you playing
Frederick's
drums?
sitting there, hits the dog with a hammer. He says, I'll take this.
He just like,
I shall take this toy. Okay, so do you have music accompaniment, or is this a vocal rendition? Other than the beatbox over there.
I don't have.
All I got is a drum
Okay.
installed.
I had background music prepared. If
Hang
you
on.
wanted to.
Oh,
yeah, hell yeah. These are Halloween props we use and stuff. We don't just have these laying around our house like nerds.
Yeah.
Yes, you do.
They go our basement.
I mean, they might be Halloween props, but they're still laying around your house like nerds.
We have Monster Hunter swords.
Yeah.
Wait.
Of course, anybody who would watch this video has the same.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're
there
just
we go.
jealous. Oh, those are good
Oh, is that
rolls.
Mortal Kombat? All right. Some bossa nova.
Like I said, keep time with the beat, apparently.
You know the words.
Do you want to hear it before we
That's
start?
over like, I'm not being any part of
I'm
this.
not part of this at all.
He's casually standing in the background with the audience. Is this an original composition, or am I gonna get demonetized?
Let me look up royalty free real
Now,
quick.
that being said, you have to be monetized first to be demonetized. So I'm not really concerned about it.
Oh, sweet. Okay.
But the bots will still copyright strike the video.
It doesn't matter. Doesn't take the video down.
I thought it did.
Yep. It just says you can't make any money off of it.
It says they promote and inspire composers and producers and instruments all over the world, so I think we're good.
That's not how that works.
Yeah, that's not how
I
that
think
works.
we're
But okay, sure.
What's that?
It's something from Game Black.
Oh, come on.
Like being rap back?
That's gonna be copyright, dude.
Yeah, that's so good.
I'm not overly worried about copyright. Like I said, worst case, you argue about it and it mutes the whole video.
Nope, not that one. We're gonna go back
I
to
was
this
about to
one.
say, who's...
There you go. Back to this.
Kick him in the balls! Now we got our high notes.
All right.
Alright. Nice.
Yep. All right.
That will definitely get him.
That would.
You lose your whole channel.
All right.
What were we saying?
Stand up.
Which
Come
one
on.
are you gonna check?
I have
What
not
were you saying?
reviewed the story, so I don't know what you guys would be saying. So
Bad
you
words.
guys don't know what you're gonna be
I
saying.
read it last week, real quick, and then I haven't looked
So
at
you
it.
guys are doing the
That's up to
verses
you.
and he's doing the chorus, right? Or is
I
he
thought
leading
we were
the-
just acting it out.
You do the chorus.
I do the chorus.
I'll do the verses, and then they
What were you
fight,
Are you cutting this all out?
and then
so
you
we
can
have this preparation
do
out?
something.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
I thought you had a recorder, so.
No, I couldn't find it.
Twiddle, twiddle, twiddle.
So you're doing the music.
You was
Sure.
also doing music.
The two of them are doing music right now. Andy's the one getting bonuses.
Apparently, I'm the one reading.
I'm sorry.
Are we not getting bonus?
You're getting bonuses.
Okay.
I'm talking music-wise.
Alright.
All right, you're doing the chorus, right?
I'll give you a
I'm
plus
doing
5.
Hey, worst case,
Which
I
one are
got
you doing?
I got multiple resilience and multiple.
You're doing the
force.
chorus or the
I'm
verse?
doing the verses. You do the
Okay.
chorus.
So,
will do
alright.
So what I would recommend, as far as it,
We are
is you narrate
I've actually
the
gotten
basic
none of
part.
that this whole campaign.
You narrate the chorus,
Mainly because my pure
and
soul.
then since they don't, I'm assuming they haven't memorized this script, then they're simply acting out in response to what you guys are saying. Okay.
No, I actually rolled high enough that I got it down to 1 corruption point, and then my pure soul negated that.
Okay.
Alright, you're gonna have to go, dude.
So
Come here.
let's go through this as best you're able to, so that we're not spending the whole night just trying to do this.
Alright. Are we ready?
Come here. Yep.
Sure.
Alrighty. In the heart of the Empire, where the hammer's gone clang, the cult of Sigmar, righteous in the city that they decided to sing. Warhammer rap battles, streets filled with the sound. Ulrich's wolves howl, but the Sigmar faith is profound. Wicka wicka!
Sigmar's lightning strikes mighty and bold. Ulrich's icy grip is fierce and cold. In the rap arena, they clash and roar. The Empire's fate is uncertain in this lyrical war.
The cold of Ulrich, warriors of the frost, challenging Sigmar's call, no matter the cost. In the rhyme battleground, verses entwine, and Sigmar's zeal burning. Ulrich's cold spawn.
Careful.
Wicka wicka!
Sigmar's lightning strikes, it's mighty and bold. Ulrich's icy grip, yeah, it's fierce and cold. In the rap arena, they clash and roar. The Empire's fate is uncertain in this lyrical war.
Swords clash in verses on the battlefield of rhyme. Ulrich's fates are fighting Sigmar's faith and prime. The rap gods watch as the cults collide in the Warhammer rap where fights decide.
Come here.
Mulder, come here.
See you again.
Come on.
Sigmar's thunder beats, shaking the ground. Ulrich's icy verses, a chilling sound. Woo! Faith against frost in this epic strife. Warhammer rap battle, shaping Empire's life.
Mulder.
The Sigmar lightning strikes, yeah, it's mighty and bold. Ulrich's icy grip, it's fierce and cold. In the rap arena, they slash and roar. The Empire's fate is uncertain in this lyrical war.
The cults of Sigmar and Norlick stand tall in this rap battle background where legends fall. Warhammer echoes in every rhyme, a saga verses, echoing through time. Wicka wicka!
That was great.
And that is now canon for all eternity.
That is right. Okay.
When I don't get that raise later on because they find us on the internet.
That's right.
So sad. That I am,
That you were not able to participate?
yeah. That's it. Yeah. Has nothing to do with the fact that now I'm like.
Embarrassed.
You're on the recording?
Jeez.
Hang out with these people?
Yeah.
Send a link to your new girlfriend.
No.
I'll make sure I know. She'll love it. Alright, she'll love it.
I'll make sure I tag you on Facebook.
That's right.
I'm just glad I'm not with the old one anymore. She'd have been like, what the?
So the new one will be saying, why did you participate?
That's exactly what your mom's going to say. She's going to be like,
She absolutely will be.
Yeah. Okay, well,
I'm with you.
although I can't say that was traditional music for the court,
I warned them it wasn't traditional,
it is definitely not traditional. Okay.
which should have made it more entertaining.
Sure.
This is going to get that girl killed.
Okay, so
We're
for
all
each
just
of you,
looking like,
that participated,
I'm like this.
Nope.
I don't know them.
Exactly.
I'm here to shoot arrows.
who are those guys?
Okay, for those of you who participated, give me a perform roll, or like I said, if you have an argument for another skill that's appropriate for your character and how your roll was, each of you that participated get a plus 40. Ben, just give me a basic performance roll.
Yeah, I think they're like two-handed.
Weapon skills are not going to apply.
And then George is just his base plus whatever the 10 is.
Yeah. He has some other short-term benefit that he gets to 10. Okay.
Oh God.
Now, If you want to use fortune points to re-roll, you're welcome to do so. Resilience, I'm not going to let you just pick a number.
I mean,
one.
99.
Good roll.
That's
You rolled
that's-
99.
I'm gonna
Re-roll.
Yeah, I'm gonna take a
It's
chaos
over here.
point for
Can
that
I
one.
borrow
You don't
some
have any
dice?
fortune points?
Nope.
Okay,
So,
take a
99.
cast point.
That takes me over maximum character.
Oh, I rolled a 99. Heck
I rolled a 1.
What the
So, your respective bonus
29 plus
for whatever you get over 101 is where your benefits are going to come from
I rolled
for
a
other
34.
interactions.
I got a 218.
Okay.
95. Ha! 194.
173.
173, 194,
I heard you. 161.
Performance skill.
161.
I was using my play
Do me a favor and tell me what
You
that
didn't
is so
play
I
a
can,
flute.
so
Yes.
I can re-roll it.
I did not. See
That's an
that.
ought 2.
Okay, roll again.
We're gonna go ahead and re-roll. Use my.
Use a fortune point.
Yep. Okay, a 30. That's better.
You did roll twice as
Well,
good
that's
as
a
William
70
did.
base
Yeah.
for whatever
Yeah.
your skill is.
Right.
I rolled double
80
life.
actually, because you have a plus 10 from the
Yep.
inspiration, so.
I had a 1% chance of getting under 101.
So it's whatever's above 100
Uh-huh.
is the bonus. Okay.
Okay.
Don't be jelly.
And same goes for George. So
We actually might become.
and
the
lore
most
magic was
popular
okay to
people.
use.
Yeah, lore magic
Okay.
Prim's fine.
Gosh. Okay.
Not
Man.
if I have to keep taking
He's pretty good with
Even,
magic.
even without his 40, yeah. Without a 40, yeah. That's
Thought he only had 10, okay.
He has a plus 10 in addition to his lore magic. He has some other modifier currently going on.
Inspiration.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so the way it works, you get whatever your net is from 101 above.
okay.
Those
99.
are points to spend on interaction. Okay.
So
When you
7.
interact with people, if you roll, if you're below 101, you can spend those points to make up a difference to get some interaction and a positive effect. Okay? Once you've used up your goodwill, then you've used it up. So if you interact with somebody, you get a low roll and you need to spend 80 points, you spend 80 points interacting with them. You can spend the currency however you wish for the remainder of the night here in court. Okay? After the court disbands, everybody leaves. You get some lingering effect. I'll give you, say, 5 to 1 for anything after that if you have points left over. So there's some reason to hang on to them, but it's not going to be a big influence after that.
Does the crowd applause?
Okay. I'm going to give you a bonus of 20 for being the organizer of the whole thing. Okay.
Does Christian get executed?
Kristen does not get executed.
That's
Like
the
I said,
bonus.
I don't think anybody failed or got less than 101. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Okay. So in general, the court is very impressed by the music. They're very confused by the music.
So are we. They are the only
They
ones.
really don't know what this was, but it comes off with a fairly positive reaction, and everybody in the room is favorable to it. With that being said, you are free to mingle for the next 45 minutes, etc., or the evening. They do have some other events and other business after your distraction. The graph goes back to dealing with business and so forth, but the rest of the court starts milling about and discussing. You're free to interact with whomever you wish outside of whoever's talking directly with the graph, because they're otherwise occupied. And like I said, whoever chooses to interact with somebody, you can spend these points as currency to add directly to your roll, point for point. Okay, and it's after you've rolled. So it's not that you're going to make a charm test and you roll and say, well, I need to spend 50 of my points. It's you roll. If you're 10 points short, you only spend 10 points. If you're 50 points short, you spend 50 points. If it's important enough for you to pass that test. Okay?
Yep.
So that being said, as I previously stated, almost all of the NPCs are here in the room. The question would be, who do you each wish to speak with? Okay? Now, you're free to speak with anybody, whether you have points or not. And like I said, depending on your skills, your backgrounds and everything, you may or may not be able to get information.
So are you here?
Yes, he is. You see him in the corner. He's trying to meld into the shadows.
Yeah.
I'm going to Luigi Barbarati.
Okay.
Going to become a shadow.
I am making sure all of my arrows are in as pristine condition as I can. I did that
Okay.
previously, but I do that again. Make sure the fletchings are good, everything like that. I'm organizing my best arrows straightest into my
Okay.
quiver.
Just focusing on preparing.
Yes.
Okay. So, you're over there. Too many people. Too many names. Alevandro approaches you
Okay.
while you're working on your stuff. So you're going to be interacting with Alevandro. So going around, who do you each want to talk to? Now you can figure out who you each want to go talk to. The idea here is you got lots of NPCs. You only have a few hours for the night. Not everybody can talk to everybody. So split up, mingle, socialize, try to get as much information as you can from different people. And the idea is you tell me who you're going to talk to, and then we'll go back and forth between people as you're asking questions and so forth.
Carter, will you hand me the list of people again, please?
If I had my glasses, I could even read their names.
I plan to go to Luigi Pavarotti.
You're going to Luigi. Okay, he's over at the bar stuffing his face,
Oh.
although he's currently standing there with the turkey legs still stuck in his mouth open. Like,
Oh.
So, Stefan's not here, correct?
Stefan is not here now.
Well, George is going to want to speak to Luigi Pavarotti as well.
Okay, so the two of you are going to go talk to Luigi.
I'm gonna go to Rolane.
Okay,
Come on, man, do it. I want to hear you say it. Come on.
Say what? I'm not going to speak with him.
Come on. Oh, man, chicken.
Chicken. He's going to. Chicken man. Man chicken.
who's going to shoot you?
He's trying to get me to go speak to
Paul Orr.
no, Lady Heinfeld.
Oh.
You could.
Wait, she's here?
Yes.
Yeah,
With her
I asked if anyone was wearing purple last time, and she was the
That's
only one
right.
with a
Yeah,
purple
that's right. That's
feather.
right.
She
And
was
I
one-
winked at her or something like that. I think last
Okay.
time.
Yeah, she was standing over by the grass. I mean, she's not on the podium or anything, but
Mhm.
she's obviously a notable guest with a elevated position.
Actually, I think I'm gonna go visit Kristen first, and then I'll go to Pavarotti after which.
Okay, so you're gonna go talk to Kristen. You're gonna talk to.
I honestly do not know.
So you're gonna stand there and waste the opportunity. Who are you gonna talk to?
I'm going to first
you
go
say?
talk to Lady Heinfeld because I know she was.
You're gonna go talk to
I
Heinfeld.
don't know.
No,
So the
my
whole
girlfriend.
group's gonna go talk to her except for me.
No,
And
but
him.
I would be best.
So the
talking.
three of you.
No.
No, right now it's just Carlton.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought he was going to talk to her as well.
No, he
No.
and Ernem are going.
He's
to talk
talking
to
to
Pavarotti.
one of the
Oh,
ladies.
okay. That's
Kristen.
right. My bad.
And then I'm
Kristen,
going to
he's
Pavarotti.
standing there unsure what to do. He's talking to Heinfeld. You're going to talk to
Rolane.
Relaine, and then you're talking to
All over it.
Paul Orlick. Okay. So you guys each work your way across the rooms, making your various approaches. You head over to Kirsten. She's sipping on some champagne. Seems very very giddy. Just gushes over the high quality music and show. About how it was very entertaining. It's unlike anything she's ever seen before.
I know, right?
To include
That was
us.
something you've seen before.
It is. I don't think I will ever see anything like it.
Really? I mean, you could see it again if you'd like.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. All right.
A private showing
So-
of one.
Yeah, we do have private shows. Free for you, of course.
Okay.
Of a lady of your standard.
So
Did
what
you-
information are you interested in pursuing with her?
I was gonna ask, did she ever talk to Pavarotti
Carnal information.
Have I ever speak to Pavarotti?
about me? Because I asked her if she would talk to Pavarotti.
Oh, about you specifically?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Hoping to get that.
Somebody's not plugged, or is this just random?
Maybe me. I don't know. No, I'm plugged in.
Yours is both.
Might be an extra one.
Yep. It is.
Okay.
It's the one George would plug into his computer.
Possibly. Okay. I unfortunately no. Since yesterday, she hasn't introduced you or talked about you. She doesn't really interact with Luigi very often. He's really rather grotesque in her mind. Doesn't have any interest in interacting with him. But you can see him over at the bar, and I'm sure he'd be more than interested in talking to you if you wish.
Alrighty. Well, that's where I'll go.
Okay, that's all you wanted to ask her?
I just wanted to know if I had any introduction or if I'm just walking going, what's up? Like,
Well, I mean, you guys made your own introduction.
we did. I didn't know if I had a personal introduction at this point yet.
No,
Okay.
nothing else. Okay, so you're heading over to Luigi. You said you were going to talk to Heinfeld.
I'm gonna start with Heinfeld. Yep.
Okay, so you head over to Heinfeld. She's standing there, drinking some wine. Her two bodyguards are behind her a little bit. They sort of glower at you as you walk up. She casually rests her hand on one of them, and they seem to visibly calm down a little bit. Says, "That was a very intriguing show. What realm do you come from?"
I come from south. South. I haven't been there in so long.
From South.
South,
Yes,
yes.
the realms of South.
Almost a gnome. And
That's I have some familiar with South.
what is the name of the town? What is it? I can't. My brain is shut off. Like, what is the name? Altdorf.
She smiles coyly at you as you obviously lose your brain.
Yep.
Hey,
Whatever.
I'm just
Altdorf. Yes, Altdorf.
Strangely, Carlton is at a loss for words.
Yeah. So, I'm glad that you enjoyed the music. If you did enjoy it, you did say it was unique.
It was entertaining. It reminds me of my childhood, actually. Yeah, the strong beats and music and the bass was very reminiscent of Nordland.
Oh well, thank you. I'm new to the instrument, but I do try my hardest and I try to stand out. So
You do seem rather fit for being from the South.
I am. I'm a runner.
A runner,
Fast.
you say?
Yes, messenger. So make my speed I always.
Are you
important.
actually a messenger?
Yeah.
I was thinking
Yeah.
about being one.
Well, perhaps that.
If you ever need something, I'm more than happy. I can get things to where they need to go and back and forth and forth.
Perhaps in the next few days, I might have need of your skills.
Oh, outstanding. Always looking to make $1.
I will be heading north in a few days though. But perhaps we'll have a chance to reconnect before I leave.
Absolutely. I just want to compliment you on your colors. This is, I found this after I saw you days ago, and I thought this glove, it just, that purple is just the most amazing color. Wanted to emulate it, and knowing that you and Milton were a tryst for a while, I thought that was amazing, and he's so amazing. But then he died.
Milton?
Yes, Milton. He fought the Minotaur and died, and then not, and then maybe we aren't sure, but we're trying to find him. But you know where he's at?
Give me a blather roll.
What skill is that?
It's blather.
Right, but
Blather is the skill. Fellowship is the base.
fellowship. Okay. Oh, all right. If I'm gonna roll, that's how I'm gonna roll.
Blather a skill or a talent?
It's a talent.
Might be a talent.
Yep. But if it's fellowship, that's okay.
No, I don't. I feel like your
That
character
is
would have
138.
138. Okay.
That I didn't.
She doesn't seem to react to your comments about the purple, as if to her it's a non-issue.
Okay.
She doesn't seem to recognize the name Milton.
No.
At least not respond to it.
Gotcha.
Okay. Seems rather confused why you keep bringing up that name. Seems more interested in your physical characteristics as far as your skills and that sort of stuff.
Gotcha.
Very interested in knowing, talking about areas where you've traveled, where you've been, and what you've seen.
Oh, nice.
Especially in this land you call South.
Yes. Oh, north to gnome and all over the place. Always
Okay.
delivering. But feel free to reach out to me at the Templar Arms if you do have that. If you do have need of me to deliver, I'm always out to make that money too. So
Okay.
thanks.
Templar Arms. I'll keep it in mind. Okay.
Yeah, I just gave that away. Just so you know.
She
That-
knew where we lived.
Yes.
Thad, you said you were going to go talk to
Elaine.
Relaine. Okay. Oh, Relaine actually came to you.
Oh, fantastic.
So you're no, I'm sorry. Relaine was talking. I'm mixing up elves and context. You went to talk to Relaine.
Yes.
He's currently drinking some wine as well, sitting on the side. Seems to have a couple of glasses near him empty. His loot is on the table, resting right now. He says that was interesting. Perhaps I might borrow a few chords from your music for some inspired songs in the future.
You are
It's copyrighted.
Yep.
That's copyrighted. YouTube will flag you.
I charge royalties actually.
You are more than welcome to. So I know we're not at your level of performance, but what did you think?
Well, I don't know. I think that was pretty impressive for to be able to pull together such a diverse troop. That's pretty impressive, especially for a priest. They haven't really been known to have much musical talent other than perhaps choir.
True. True. You'd be surprised at the overlap between being able to discuss a person's sins and their future with their with just being able to communicate with people in general. I mean, look at us; we get along fantastically, in my opinion. And most everybody here in the court I've met has been very very conversational.
Conversational, yes. I wouldn't necessarily trust more than a few of them.
And I'm at this point, as I'm saying that, I'm gonna give a dirty look to my face, and I'm going to stare right at the court physician.
Okay.
And I'm gonna like, yeah, there's some people here that
He's currently eating a sandwich.
Definitely need some consideration by the church.
If you're concerned about Luigi, give me a charm roll.
Talk to his brother Mario.
171, 2.
Okay. I get where that comes from with Luigi. He has always been rather boisterous, and I hear he has a fairly unsavory reputation. Tends to frequent places that are not necessarily the most sanitary or savory. But from what I hear, Stefan has been doing steady improvements. So Luigi can't be all that bad. Despite his habits, he seems to be a benefit, at least to Stefan.
See, the scuttlebutt is that Stefan is actually slipping in health.
Oh no, from what I've seen, Stefan has been improving. Ever since Luigi came here.
Interesting.
He's been calmer and happier. With the doctor looking after him.
Well, from what I understand, I thought his ailment was more physical than mental.
Well, yes, but none of the doctors until Luigi have been able to make any progress with his ailments. And Luigi seems to have figured out whatever the trick is to improve his conditions.
Which one of his ailments got improved?
I don't know what condition he has. His general physical condition is pretty limited.
I was fishing.
I know.
Fuck.
No, sorry, Relaine doesn't know it doesn't know that information.
You know, I've hung out with Pavarotti a few times. And yeah, he does tend to enjoy the I wouldn't say the finer things in life, but necessarily the more entertaining areas of life. He promised me, well, promise is a strong word. He said he could give me an audience with the prince. And I was really hoping that I could do that soon. But I'm just going to kind of let that hang out there.
Okay.
Because while I understand that he has his own healers, sometimes maybe having me and I'm going to gesture towards George, you know, our retinue's physician himself, take a look just to see if maybe an extra pair of eyes might be able to help you.
Well, if Luigi finds it worthwhile, then I'm sure he could arrange for such things.
This guy's just never gonna get what I need him to be.
Just trip and spill all your papers.
Be pliable, damn you.
Yeah, basically.
Use all your ones.
You just get
Nah.
from the shadows. Be pliable.
Okay. So I'm glad you enjoyed our performance.
Okay.
I doubt you'll see the like of it again.
Most definitely not. I doubt it. Although perhaps next year I will be able to rival even your abilities.
Oh, well, I hope I'm back next
Okay.
year to witness that. Yeah, hopefully I'm still alive.
So Alejandro moves up to you
Okay.
and says, "So, you're the elf.
That was weird.
You claim to be at the skill level of one such as me?"
I suppose you could say that. I don't know if
That's an awfully fancy bow
saying that
you
I'm
have.
at your skill level. I mean, what's that?
That's an awfully fine bow you have.
Paid a lot of money for it.
I can tell. I'm surprised you would have gone through that extent to have it so gilded. Most of us true elves would leave it as,
It's gilded.
yeah, it has inlay and fanciness on it and everything.
Okay, it still works, right?
It works perfectly fine.
All right.
But he seems to be treating it more as, well, a real elf would leave it in the natural condition rather than putting this artificial decoration on it.
I agree. But seeing as how I missed the tournaments, I did not have the opportunity to win your bow.
Well, that's sad. Punctuality is a trait that we value in the court here.
So is camaraderie in my life. I was needed by my friends, and that means more than trying to prove that I am better than some court elf.
You're following the guidelines of my note perfect.
Today we're going to find out if elves can fly. Up the tower.
He's insulted me over and over again. So
Don't worry, I made it fluent in your note.
The players are going to
So
fight.
rather than seeking a little bit of embarrassment with archery, what brings you to the court today?
that was it.
Okay, you just wish for embarrassment. Not a problem.
Well, not mine, of course.
Okay.
I feel that all elves need to understand their place, and
I couldn't agree more.
and I feel like you've spent far too much time amongst the humans because you've taken on far too many aspects of them, like the pettiness that you show towards me. That's a human trait. That's a human trait. Well, absolutely. I just been around humans the whole time. I can't really do anything then.
Well, as you get a little older, youngin, I'll have to say, occasionally blending in with your surroundings is a necessary skill, especially for us elves. As is the case, these humans live short lives. We have to
Halfway there.
we have to be able to outlive them and play the long game.
That is true. That is true.
As I'm sure your friends, you're eager to move on beyond them as well.
At some point.
With all their wealth.
I do have my eye on a few things that they carry, but like you said, the long game works.
Okay. Is there any information you're looking for from him other than trading barbs and insults?
I'll just flat out, I'll tell him, I'll say, listen, I do have one interest in being here, but I didn't realize it was an interest until I arrived. And I look up at the graph at Lady Heinfeld
Okay.
and say, the disgusting female that's up there that deals with slaves, she has something that I need or something that I want. At least I believe it's her. Yeah.
Okay.
My friend that fought the Minotaur, well, I wouldn't call him a friend, but the person I knew that fought the Minotaur and, that...
The dwarf?
No, there was that human that was all boisterous went in and got just slaughtered by the last
The
Minotaur.
Nordlander.
He's not a Nordlander. No. That was the last one. I'm sorry. Before that, there was a guy that went out there, Milton. I forgot his name for so long.
I'm rather confused. From my recollection, there was a dwarf, there was a Nordlander, and then some commoner from the south.
Yes.
Oh.
That's it.
The commoner you're speaking of. I really didn't feel that he was going to be very much of a concern in the fight.
I mean, I did actually pass a few words to him to try to talk him out of it, but I didn't spend too much time with it.
Give me a charm test.
I'm not charming. I don't charm people. His charm is good.
It is a skill.
It's good to see you get it for once.
Yep.
52.
52.
It's not even my character anymore.
He says, well, rumor is such a commoner had to use drugs.
Yeah.
I believe it.
And given the relatively weak constitution, that's what did him in.
No, we saw his body. We were there.
And he was not dead?
No.
Didn't.
And his body then disappeared from the medic's tent, completely gone, We literally went from he's alive, he was escorted off, we went to follow him, and his body disappeared.
Interesting. Not the report that I had heard.
We'd also seen him, although he wasn't himself, later in the crowd, wandering the streets.
You saw him, but he wasn't himself?
Didn't recognize the person that he saw. Didn't respond to his name.
Okay.
So I believe that thing up there, that female human, has something to do with it.
Lady Heinfeld.
Yeah, if you call her a lady, sure.
That is her title, as is common in the court. We respect our betters, so we refer to her as a lady. I share your distaste, being that she is human, but for a human, she's at least passably attractive.
She's a slaver.
I don't know what her business is.
She's a slaver.
Okay.
How do you know?
She brings plenty of business to the court, and she brings wealth to the graph.
Probably something else.
I have not seen any such dealings per se. Slavery is outlawed here in Middenheim.
Who deals with the spy network for the draft? Is it you?
Spy network. There's of course no spy network in
Of
Middenheim.
course not. But if there were one, is it you?
I would not have any such involvement. I'm responsible for the hunt.
Okay. Well,
Perhaps one of the marshals might be who you wish to speak to.
But just so you know, I mean, I understand. But if you were to know who dealt with the spy network, you might want to find out how she spends her time, and what she's been dosing the graph with. But good day.
Okay. He moves on. You were talking to Ulrich, I believe.
Yes.
Okay. He is over at the side, currently talking to a couple of the ladies of the court. Separates from them as you walk up. Says, "Greetings, son. That was a inspirational tune. Unfortunately, I saw that the Ulrichian was getting a bit, or Sigmarite was getting a little of the better on you. If I might offer some artistic suggestions, perhaps strike a bit harder next time."
Oh, I knew that was coming.
Especially one as your companion there. I have questions related to his faith and his ability to see the light. But
Yes.
one such as you, I heard you visited the temple only a few days ago.
Yes, I did, and I am sorry for my showing during that. It was poor on my part. For my showing
You-
during that
You had your
performance.
for the performance. Water under the bridge, wolves in the field. Not a factor. One such as yourself is bound to excel in life such as this. Hold strong. Hold to your values. Strike out at the enemies of Ulrich.
And who might those enemies be? In this
Colby.
time.
He would be saying the same. In fact, has said the exact same thing.
Every cult leader.
Yes.
The enemies of Ulrich. Well,
Why can't you just call me retarded?
the Sigmarites, of course, would be a challenge. Ulrich is obviously the true faith.
Obviously. I seek to serve penance for one of my prior actions as of yet.
Penance for your showing.
Not for my showing of a different action within a group of rats.
Okay. Well, I don't really take confessions, but you're welcome to visit the church if you feel you need cleansing.
We'll
The
take your
the
concession.
eternal fires there will cleanse you of any sins.
I would like, if we can find some time,
Please, let
perhaps
me be in
you
the other box.
may speak about the situation in the southeast, I believe it is. That's the area of the drowned rats.
That'd be the southwest.
Sorry, cardinal directions. I'm not the greatest with them.
Okay.
In the situation in the southwest, and how I might benefit
If you have dealings in the Southwest, you're probably already benefiting the church. They might be enthusiastic, but they follow the proper light.
Would
Do you have a sin you wish to confess at this point?
I do.
Okay.
And the drowned rats, are you aware of the initiation rituals within the rats?
Of the drowned rats?
Within the cultival. The Sunvolt. Give me a moment. Sorry. Yeah. Within the Sons of Ulrich.
I have heard stories of their initiation rituals. Many of our cults and subcults have their own means and ways.
Okay. So I feel this cult has taken the initiation rituals too far. And
Okay.
I believe they are not following the proper ways of Ulrich with said initiation rituals.
Okay.
And just felt the need to inform you of what I have seen as of recently.
Okay.
One of the most recent initiation rituals that they had was the execution of a young orphan.
Was this an orphan of Middenheim?
Yes,
She was a Middenheimer, or was she an outsider?
she was Menheimer.
Okay. And who struck the killing blow?
That is what I wish to atone for.
That's when he knew he fucked up.
And that's when the pistol comes.
So you say you have slain an orphan of Middenheim in the name of Ulrich?
Yes.
Okay. And I have heard that you visited our Grand Temple and received the blessing of Ulrich, correct?
Correct.
So, has that blessing left, or have you felt that Ulrich has abandoned you?
I have not known.
Then trust in the faith of Ulrich. Your actions are justified.
I am burning this motherfucker to the ground.
Thank you, Father.
Uh,
Longest way to do
Great. No, I just don't want to continue this conversation anymore.
And just so you know, they actually pointed out very specifically she was not.
Middenheimer.
Just to make you feel better.
Right.
She was not Middenheimer.
Okay.
Oh, she's just a dirty foreigner.
She was a,
8-year-old.
yes, she was a rifleman.
No, fair
Exactly.
enough. That is how my character would think.
Yeah, they very specifically
Right.
said, look at this, look at this, she's
And,
not.
and what he's getting at is, if she was truly a Middenheimer, then the blessing of Ulrich would have left you because you would have gone against his view.
Got it.
Ulrich is anti-foreigner.
Okay.
So striking down a foreign child, as bad or good as that might be, it's roughly in line with Ulrich teaching. Okay. Now, it's an extreme case, but he's not one to go against the word of Ulrich. Okay. According to you, you still have the blessing of Ulrich. He's a messenger of Ulrich.
Okay.
You still got the blessing. Then you're still on the right path from an Ulrich standpoint.
Okay.
That being said, that's a very wide berth, and so forth.
Yeah.
So,
I'll leave. The next person I'll try to find amidst the crowd
okay.
would be Lady Heinfeld.
Well, she's easy to find.
Well, yeah.
So, Carter, who do you want to talk to next?
Luigi Pavarotti.
You wanted to go talk to Luigi. Okay. He's standing over there at the bar, has a couple of mugs of beer and a bunch of food. He's currently working on it. He looks up amongst the food and says, "Excellent. I've been meaning to talk to you. That show gave me an appetite. That is a wonderful show. I can't seem to eat fast enough."
I can't either, you know.
Enjoy. He slides some plates over to you.
I'll eat a little bit.
We got to
So-
cast some spell.
I understand you to be a legendary physician among these courts.
I wouldn't call myself legendary. I have a bit of skill.
Have you ever considered prosthetics?
No.
Like, well,
I prefer to heal the patient before the need of artificial enhancement.
but if it were to need to happen, what are your opinions? Because I am here with a new invention, one that can revolutionize the medical field such as yours. And I feel like with your knowledge of the medical field and my engineering skills, we could create something fantastic here.
What is this great invention you have?
I point over to the elf and I'm like, you see that ear over there? That's fake. That's actually an ear I made that's a prosthetic.
The pointed one or the round one?
The round.
They're both pointed.
I thought they were both round.
He's got a big horn sticking off. See if you can figure it out.
Not funny.
I'm not. I'm just saying.
He looks over the elf.
Thank you.
Are you sure that ear is false?
I am almost. I built it
I'm
myself.
almost certain.
I can't be 100%. I don't know what the elf got into, but that ear
Well,
over there on him.
It's an intriguing idea, but such mechanics are beyond my skill. I have no knowledge or involvement in those. My ability is with the inner essence of the body
Yes,
and the karma and some would call it the chi.
What the fuck?
He's a holistic healer.
Yes.
He takes these stones and put them around you. Now,
Okay.
just breathe.
That's
So,
right.
Imagine if I was at me and you were able to come together and make something that could channel that aura to make a better healing process, so that chi becomes more centrifugal to the body, bringing it closer to the peak of humanity.
You don't know what you just said, dude.
Sounds intriguing. Do you have such a model?
No, but I don't have
Points in those
a
words.
prototype yet because I don't have all the medical knowledge that I feel like you could provide me with. I just need
Well,
you to teach
I
me.
don't have such knowledge of that.
Of chi?
No, I treat the body.
You
I don't know how these mechanics would work.
I don't need to know the mechanics. I need to know about the body and how the chi centrifuges around the body.
No, I'm far too busy for such things. He
Can
takes
I-
another bite.
Oh well. What if?
If you have such a prototype and it's going to revolutionize the world, by all means, I'm interested. But I care not for that research nonsense.
Okay. Well,
I'm a practical physician. You have a hurt arm, I can fix it. You have a physical ailment, I can give you a drug.
I guess I should come clean then. I do have a prototype, and I would love for you to be the first person I can demonstrate it to. I just
He
need
leans
time
back
to
a little
get-
bit, chewing on a turkey leg. Let me see.
I don't have it with me.
Wow.
I
Now you're just distracting me. I got food here. We have party. We have plenty of people around. If you have something real, I'm more than interested. But I have zero time for this mechanical doodad stuff that you speak about.
It's not a doodad stuff. It's a real doodad stuff. So, I mean, let me propose this idea.
Okay.
We meet up another time in this court or not in this court, right? Whenever you are available next. I bring my legendary invention to revolutionize the world of chi. And at that point in time, I will demonstrate to you just how great this invention is and how revolutionary it is.
Okay. I might be able to find some time for that. I assume you're working with the Engineers Guild?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't we set a time? Shall we say a fortnight from now?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Do you know
Okay.
how long a fortnight is?
Nope.
Fortnite is 14 days, I believe.
28.
28? Alright.
What time after the fortnight?
If you make inquiries as to the engineers and they approve your design, I'd certainly be very interested.
Okay. All right. Sure. All right. Well, I'll see you in
In
a
other words,
fortnight.
he seems dubious about your designs and your claims and everything. And honestly, he doesn't seem to have any interest in research and development.
He doesn't have to
Type
research
stuff.
and develop.
I understand that, which is why I'm saying if you have a working prototype, sure, he'll take a look at it. I mean, what doctor wouldn't?
Uh-huh.
But he's not going to sit there and invest or develop or do anything like that. He's more interested in partying, having food, and treating people with the medical knowledge he already has.
Oh, okay.
This is independent.
All right. Well,
Right.
can I try and bribe him for an earlier date?
Can you try to bribe him for an earlier date? You can try a charm test,
Charm.
unless
Okay.
you have something he's specifically
later
interested
fee.
to bribe him with.
How about so I actually am throwing
Like you want to give him the ear?
I'm throwing a chi party. And
Chi party?
oh yeah, it's for the bodily healing of all good things. And I feel like a little bit of everyone could use a chi party. And I'd like to invite you to that because that is when I'm
Where
going
would
to-
this chi party be being held? Do you have a location?
Yes, I do actually.
Okay.
It is at the tavern in which we are staying.
Oh, yeah, I've been there. That's not really a very exciting place.
Do you have a
Now,
different
if you're
place to
interested in
propose?
a chi party, I can offer a couple of locations.
Oh no.
Yes, please give me.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out my paper and stuff.
Sure. He gives you an address for a location down in the southwest.
Oh no. Okay, great.
Now he would know what that
is it acceptable if I post ads for this around?
No.
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 Okay.
I much prefer to keep a fairly select clientele.
Are you
Now you
choosing
might
the
you
clientele?
might coordinate with Frederick. He knows the location well.
Oh, okay.
Dirty priest.
Strange. I wouldn't see Frederick as the party type. I mean, he's more of a
He's all about building his chi.
really.
Yes.
Wow. I'm gonna look over at him and give you a
Yes.
thumbs up and wink at you.
He likes his free
Just be like,
class.
nice, man. I didn't know you were so into chi, and look back and be like, man, this is gonna be a great party. I think, is it okay if I take Frederick with me?
I would hope so.
Oh, sweet. We're gonna have a great chi party. We're gonna get our chi all intertwined and all put together. And just
Okay. Meanwhile, Ben, have you decided who you want to talk to, if anybody?
Yes, I saw it.
I'm gonna murder you.
you're coming to the chi party.
I'm gonna hit you with my hammer.
That's not very cheerful of you.
Promises, promises.
Right. Oh, yeah. Trying to keep it PG here.
You're the only one.
Ben,
Okay, I'm gonna talk to the Midheim Marshals. I'm assuming they're here.
yes. Which one do you want to speak to?
I'll talk to Ulrich Skutzenmann.
I'm not sure who that was.
Internal security.
Mr. Van de Vendever.
Are you who I'm thinking you are? I
Okay.
assume this.
So there's 3 minute marshals. There's
Good.
Marshal Maximilian, Johann Schwermuth, and Watch Commander Ulrich.
That one.
That's fucked up.
Watch Commander Ulrich.
What?
Not him.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay.
Just trying to
Send that to me.
get at not any specific topics. Just trying to get any newer info on what's happening in the city. Because he's the internal security of Manhunt.
Yeah. Okay. Give me a charm roll.
I'm terrible at charm. And I roll an 82. In total, that will be above a 101.
Above a 101. How much above a 101? Like a 102?
117.
117. Okay. So you chat with him for a few minutes. He fills you in on current events around the city. There is notable noise in the southeast quarter, where the Engineers Guild, the dwarves, have been starting picket lines and refusing to work as the taxes are coming up. They're making notable complaints, and he's had to bring on additional town guard and militia to sort of keep things under control, especially with the festival going on. So far, things haven't boiled up, but he's a little nervous about that. Separately, he's heard rumors that the Sons of Ulrich may be planning something coming up. And he's dispatched a few agents into that area just to sort of keep an eye on what's going on. Thus far, they haven't managed to get any information. So they don't have any details on that. They've also reported that the Wizard College, there seems to be an exodus of wizards from the city. A large number of them over the last couple of weeks have left. Just this last week, there was a group of 4 or 5 of them that packed up and said they were heading to Altdorf.
It's almost like taxing people makes them leave.
So he seems rather nervous about the situation, given that the various groups maintain the defenses of the city. And angering wizards and dwarfs is not a good combination. Okay.
That was all I was really focusing on.
Okay. Andy, you want to talk to the same person or somebody else? Or
George's
George?
or mine?
Sure, George is fine.
George's is going to be the Pavarotti.
Okay. He wanders over there as Carter's talking with him.
Yeah.
Overhears most of the conversation.
Shakes my head the whole time, just
Okay.
out of disgust.
George notices Pavarotti has a number of necklaces and things like that, lots of jewelry on him, a couple of which are radiating that dark magic that you guys are finding in the merchant area.
Gotcha.
Doesn't appear to be anything particularly of note, but some of the trinkets he has that energy. Doesn't seem to have any other magical influence as such, although he does have a strangely large appetite.
Liking to eat.
Necklace of insatiable appetite.
So, trying to think of how George would do this instead of me. It's hard.
Do evil stuff.
Do evil.
Just burn him.
You have to disagree with what Sean's saying real quick.
You have an ear
That's not
infection.
true.
You have an ear infection. Allow me to burn you.
That's right.
Greetings, good sir. I've heard far and wide of your amazing healing skills, and as a up and coming surgeon myself and healer, I would love nothing more than to just observe you and your work, whatever that would take. I would be willing to do.
Well, although I've heard recently my skill has spread wide. Everybody knows that I appear to be this great surgeon. Unfortunately, I don't really do public audiences or demonstrations these days. Really, my work has been focused exclusively on the prince since I moved here to Mindenheim.
Yeah, and that's exactly what has intrigued me, because of all the people over time that have failed to make any type of improvement over any of the different medical trades.
Do you know much of hereditary diseases?
Maybe.
Okay. Give me a medicine lore or equivalent. I assume he has some sort of medicine or...
Yeah. Okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, alright. It is.
Dad, stop putting memes in my face.
Okay. So that is... My apologies.
Okay. Now, while you're looking that up, part of what I'm trying to get at here as far as these interactions, and it's important for everybody to be paying attention to what everybody else is hearing and everything, the whole point of that web is all these people have views, thoughts, theories about everybody else. And I know everybody's sort of focused on how do I get in and get all this hidden information. Part of the idea here is, well, what do you think about this other person?
Gotcha.
Okay? Everybody has their own views, their own thoughts. Some of the other things that you guys are pursuing, that all makes sense as well. Okay? But the idea is trying to link the different characters to who might be doing something and getting senses from them, because they all know each other, and some of them might be doing unusual things.
Which
Okay.
is something I was looking through.
I
And
figured.
I made a connection a few minutes ago, and I'm just waiting because I want to ask.
I figure you guys are slowly coming around to that. That's why I'm giving
Some-
you a prompt as far as that direction.
Something dawned on me a few minutes ago, and I'm fucking just dying to ask.
Which is fine.
Okay, I got you. So
Okay. So, anyways,
less about that.
so
more.
well, right now, I mean, where he's going makes some sense. You're trying to get in to speak to see Stefan, etc. Find out what Luigi's doing. So, what did you get on your medicine scale?
78 plus. Sorry. 9 is 140. 151.
So he starts reciting some basic information. Impresses Luigi. He seems like he knows what he's talking about, and Luigi launches into this technical medical thing. You get lost on not really knowing what the terms mean, but basically he describes how he treats Stefan with a drug concoction 3 times a day, in his food, in his lunch, or his breakfast, his lunch, and then his dinner, and that medicine helps minimize the symptoms of his hereditary degenerative disease that he has. Okay. From the description, it's not that. I mean, he's always had this ever since he was a kid. He was effectively born crippled, and has always suffered with brittle bones, thin muscles, etc., and just didn't develop properly. So he's always had a lot of problems. Luigi was the first one to come up with the concoction that at least lets him function more normally. Thus, he's feeling happier, more involved, etc.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So do you believe then that with it being hereditary, that it comes from the Graf's side or the mother's side, as the mother is also deceased?
This is the first of the generations that's had this issue,
Gotcha.
but it's with a rare combination of herbs and drugs from Talia that I'm able to treat it.
And he's from Talia.
He is from
right?
Talia.
Who?
Okay.
The daughter, his daughter, Katerina, doesn't seem to have the same symptoms.
No.
So, and with her being not of the mother's bloodline, of Stefan's mother's bloodline, would lead me to believe that it must be on the mother's side.
Keep in mind, hereditary diseases
Yeah.
is theoretical.
Gotcha.
With this sort of technology level, they have theory, but the modern sense of hereditary diseases doesn't exist. Okay, it's something he was born with. He describes it as what we would term a hereditary disease, but the connection that the father has it and the wife doesn't, it's missed on him. As far as they're concerned, the son was born that way. They don't know why. Their view is it was obviously chaos influence. It's a sign of Sigmar. That's why he's so faulty,
Stupid.
and
hammers.
they have to treat him against it.
Hammers are gross.
Yeah, they've tried had physicians from Altdorf, and none of them have worked
Well,
because they don't know what they're doing.
right.
So they had to go all the way to Talia to get any real help.
Have you? I've noticed that the graph has been has been oddly out of sorts by the looks of it as well.
He's in mourning.
Have you still in mourning?
Mhm.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes, he's in mourning. Now it's a widely known secret that he maintains a mistress. And he nods towards Emmanuel.
What do you think about her? Is she helpful to him, or do you think she may just be prolonging the sadness?
Let's see, what does Luigi think?
I didn't wait on the regular 10 step.
Is Manuel already linked to the graph?
I'm sure. I
Yes,
think she's right
in a
next to him.
conversation I had with, or we saw Ulrich with her at the play, and we figured out that she was the paramour of the Graf at that moment, and possibly she's got some possible connection with Ulrich. She either may be his paramour, or she's an agent of Ulrich manipulating the Graf.
Give me a charm roll from him.
Stop eating up these squeakers.
95. 96 is open then, correct? So,
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Don't
Well,
forget your plus 10.
I don't think it's going to matter for him anyway, so. 146.
Okay. According to him, Emmanuel, when he first arrived in town, he tried to approach her to have an affair, and that's when he found out that she was with the Graf. She seems genuinely loyal, and trying her best to cheer him up as she can. But the Graf has been in a slump ever since the loss of his wife. The implication is that she was the mistress well before the Graf's wife died.
I gotcha. So,
Okay.
My last question is only because we know what she thinks of him. I tried to speak to the princess at a event shortly ago, and was immediately stopped by her chaperone Hildy or Haldo or. She had no kind words to say about anybody other than the princess. Do you feel the same way? Like I just wanted to talk to the princess, and I understand she has her security, but
The princess is quite charming. She's highly likable. All of the realm appreciates and likes her.
but her Hildegard.
Hildegard?
It always
Oh,
seems like
yeah.
she's-
She's a repressed old hag who would destroy all pleasure simply because she lacks the ability for enjoyment.
Have you ever tried to get her to join some of your good
No.
times? Because man,
No,
feel
she's
like-
not one that would partake.
man, sometimes you just gotta get broke out the mold. But that's not what Erna would say. So
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. You want to go on to Carlton, or shall we go on to Frederick?
go ahead and go to Frederick.
Okay.
And then I'll
Frederick,
read something
who you want to talk to?
Okay, so the connection I think I just made. I'm gonna look around. Considering this is the King's Hall, correct? There's probably paintings of his late wife.
Sure.
I'm gonna take a second and look at the painting, and then I'm gonna look at Heinfeld.
Okay.
Is there a similarity between the two?
No.
Nothing at all.
No, I think they're pictured with similar hair coloring. They're dark haired, but other than that, no. Different
Like,
body,
no possible
different build.
family lineage connection or anything like that.
In the nobility, who can tell? But no, nothing obvious.
I'll go from like this.
Well, I'm sitting here thinking that Heinfeld is from the north,
Yes,
right? And his wife was from the north,
correct.
and he has two illegitimate daughter, or an illegitimate son and an illegitimate daughter. Do we know who the mother is of them?
I don't believe so.
Just go ask.
I got a huge bonus on my fellowship right now, so I might actually be able to pull it off. Hey, who you been fucking? Sir, that's the king. I don't care. Not my god.
Yeah, I don't have any information on it. We'll say Katerina was, her mother was.
It's fine. It's
Yeah.
not that big a deal.
Don't consider it relevant. I don't have that information, and I don't want to necessarily mislead by filling in something.
Ooh.
We'll just leave it as nobody knows who the mother was,
That's fine.
and or the mothers died shortly after birth.
And there's no. Yeah, okay.
It's not uncommon in the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there goes that line of thought. I'm gonna walk up to. Oh man. I'm gonna approach the throne
Okay.
and
Immediately dead.
Yeah, just shot.
I'll.
The law lords are over there arguing again in front of the Graf. He's sort of tuned out, just sort of listening aimlessly. But they're otherwise talking. The Graf isn't really one that you can interact with
I'm
as
not
such.
expecting to. That's
Okay.
fine. I will walk up to the throne, though,
Okay.
a few feet in front where you would supplicate yourself.
Sure.
I'll supplicate myself for just a moment to him,
Mhm.
right? Acknowledge his presence. Say, I hope my troops' performance was up to your standards, sire. And then
He waves aimlessly at you.
that's fine. Heinfeld, is she
Mhm.
still like next to him?
Yep, she's nearby.
And
She's
good to see
observing
you again, madam.
Excellent. Your show was entertaining.
Thank you, thank you.
It gives me many ideas observing your troop.
I'm sure it does. Fuck, I hate this lady so much.
We're totally gonna be a circus for her.
I am surprised you still drag that Ulrichian with you, especially one of your stature and your standing. Are you not aware of his past deeds and crimes?
Well, I'm gonna look around. Where's the old Ulrich?
He's out in the crowd,
Okay.
currently talking with him.
Well,
You see him looking rather sad, talking with Ulrich at this point.
all sheep serve a purpose, even the most wayward of sheep. So,
Yes, I do understand that. However, you do have to be cautious to have a wolf in sheep's clothing.
That would be good play words.
I'm aware of his.
Perhaps I could introduce you to Stefan here. Okay, she mentioned to one of her bodyguards. Fairly large guy. He looks over at you. You notice that he looks at you as she introduces him, and then turns back to glaring at him. And seems to have been glaring at him most of the evening. Okay, like there's some personal vendetta or issue. You see, long ago, your friend here and Stefan, they were friends. Some point, they had a falling out. Who can say what the cause was? But he left him behind. He fled into the wilderness, as the sheeps would do, and left his good companions behind. Ever since then, Stefan has been a willing companion to me, seeking his, shall we call, betrayer?
Interesting. I'm gonna take a moment to size this guy up.
Mhm.
He's never spoken that I've watched.
Not
right?
to you guys, no.
But I have seen him speak to her.
Yes.
So he's not like.
He's not mute.
Well, no, I was thinking more like something like a mind slave
No.
to her.
No. He seemed. I mean, he looks like a stereotypical Northman, Viking style build, covered in muscles and dressed in a fine suit.
So he's even bigger than I am.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's about your size with your armor on.
Goddamn.
Okay. So he's a big guy.
Yeah.
The other guy next to him is similar. They're both Northmen. And from the way she presents it, they work for her willingly.
I'm curious, madam. I am investigating threads from the church, right? As all priests do of the warrior cult.
Of course.
What are your thoughts on the court physician?
The court physician?
Mm-hmm.
He's a bit of a dandy. He
He is
seems to be
indeed.
beneficial for Stefan, but he spends far more time in the flesh pits than he does doing anything useful in life. I have very little interest in such doughy flesh and muscle. I'm more of a connoisseur of skill and ability. One such as you would fit fine in my court, if you were so interested in going to the north.
I don't know if I would fit in the court.
I could find uses for you.
I tend to be a little stubborn and independent for
I value that.
most individuals' needs.
I value that. Stubborn independence, strong-willed, all are excellent challenges.
Excellent. Yeah. I'm so tempted. Look, oh, time to retire this character. He's going to be a sex slave for this. Maybe. Probably just a pit fighter.
Oh, if you wouldn't mind, please return this to your companion. He left it behind at the park. She hands you what looks like a dog collar with spikes on it.
Oh, I was actually going to give that to her. This party. I thought I still
Yep.
had it.
Nope.
Okay.
I'll just shrug and put it
It looks
away.
it looks like a slightly oversized dog collar, the traditional stereotypical one with the iron spikes on it and everything.
Mhm.
It looks like it's been roughly sawn open away from the clasp.
I'm gonna look at her companions. Are they wearing anything similar?
Nope.
Do they have marks that they may have been at some point?
Possibly, but it'd be under their outfits. You wouldn't
Okay.
see it. It
Now-
doesn't look big enough to fit them though.
I'm just gonna ignore it. I'm just gonna put it away and just move on.
Yeah.
As all followers of faith, I am pursuing what I believe to be
Of course.
a holy, noble goal.
True Sigmarite.
And part of that would be to see that the young prince is healed, and or those that are sickening him brought to justice.
Okay.
I see that you are somewhat of note within this court. Right.
I have some influence.
Would you be able to get me an audience with the prince?
With the prince?
I
Perhaps.
have my own physician, and I am not a slouch when it comes to the needs of the flesh, in a medical sense.
You're saying chi doesn't save everything? What's wrong with you?
That's right.
I got the chi machine.
See, I've converted him to the chi worship.
I would like to examine
China.
this because I have a hard time. I'm going to turn around and I'm going to, as long as Pavarotti's not looking at me,
No, he's otherwise distracted.
I'm going to glare at him and be
Okay.
like, I have a feeling that somebody of such a debaucherous nature may not necessarily have the prince's interest in at best. I think
Okay.
it's probably not that.
Give me a charm test.
Okay. We have a plus 40 right now. Plus 10, charm.
No, you don't have a plus 40. You have whatever points you have left over. Whatever from your earlier roll.
The 40 was just for your.
The 40 was just for your results of the
Oh,
performance.
okay.
Whatever your net above 101 is how many points you have to spend. Okay? You roll, I'll tell you what number you need to get your desired result.
I'm making some bets
Okay?
against you.
And based off of that, if you have the budget, the charm, and influence left, then you achieve it.
Wow.
You roll 1?
91.
That's pretty good.
I saw that 9. I was like, yes! I'm getting in her panties tonight.
19.
And yeah, no, that puts me at a 100 and what's that? 80? 100,
What's your skill?
109. Yeah, 180, 89.
190?
100,
180.
180 before any other
Okay. So
modifications.
spend 20 points.
All right.
And she says, excellent. I will make arrangements. If you can be here, shall we say tomorrow, round 2, I will speak to the guards and clear a private audience with Stefan for you.
Took you long enough.
I will
Now, in the meantime, I do suspect,
fucking cost.
I do suggest you clean house.
I
It
understand.
is none of my concern, but having had dealings, I suspect there may be some subplots you may not be aware of with your Ulrichian friend.
You were getting slaughtered. You were done.
I understand where you're getting at. He has the ear of all Ulrich.
And such is not to be trusted, given a few rumors I've heard related to All Ulrich.
I am reading between the lines on this.
Yes.
I understand what you're saying.
I would say his faith isn't quite solid.
All Ulrichs? Is that okay? I can't. My mind is wrapped around him. I wanted to make sure I picked up the subtlety of that because I'm not sitting in that moment.
No, she's implying there's something going on with All Ulrich, and he's not quite as faithful as he portrays himself.
Well,
Okay.
From-
So if he has the ear of him, from her standpoint, that would give you more suspicion.
right.
Okay.
Fair enough. I'm gonna say my goodbyes to her.
Okay.
Right. I am going to very.
She wanders off.
No. Before I want to express how I say my goodbyes. I'm going to, in a sly, romantic kind of way, thank her for her advice and insight and for the favor tomorrow. I will deliver this for you. And you are an absolutely fascinating woman who I would love to get to know more. And when I say that, I just turn around and walk away. I don't give her
Okay.
or her bodyguards a chance to respond.
Okay.
And I will walk with my head up. Well, I always do, super confident fucking warrior priest, but I'm gonna preen a little bit more back across and I'm gonna start
Okay.
rolling my shoulders and looking like I am ready
Good
to
to go.
fuck somebody up.
Okay, Elf. Alejandro and you have traded barbs and so forth.
Right.
Is there anybody you wish to speak to, or you just want to finish getting your stuff ready? I mean, effectively, you are ready at this point.
Right.
You can see some of the servants are currently setting up some targets.
Yeah, I'm
Which one? Who did I rob?
Everyone?
Wallenstein.
Wallenstein.
Is he here?
He is here.
I've robbed so many people. I've
Okay.
forgotten who I did.
You wander over to him. He's currently talking with a couple of merchants. Excuses himself. Says, "Greetings. You must be the elf I hear. I hear you're going to put the hunter in his place."
That's the plan. It's more of a cultural challenge than it is a.
Cultural challenge. Elf versus elf. We haven't had one of those for a while.
I feel he needs brought back to the fold. He spent far too much time here in the city. So I hear that there's these taxes and various other activities in the city that you're kind of a key point, a turning point when it comes to all of it.
Well, I'm the commissar. Commissioner.
How do you feel about all of this? Do you have the full support of the rest of your sheriffs?
Of the taxes?
Yes.
Well, they don't affect the city merchants. Taxes are good. They bring in money.
I understand that, but I've heard there are many wizards and such leaving. That the dwarves are going on strike. That can't be good for the city.
Well, see, the dwarf tax, they are a significant market, and I don't want to influence the market, but I'd have to say that Relaine fellow, he doesn't really care for the dwarves. I'm sure he's had a word to influence that.
Truly. Lane?
Yes. The temple tax, I'm quite happy with. The temples should be forced to sell off their property and other assets. They've profited off the people for far too long. His view is that the dwarf tax is not a great idea. Like I said, he's saying Relaine has influenced the graph
Okay.
and allowed that to get passed because he doesn't like dwarfs.
Okay.
And the temple tax he's in favor for because they're not a market. They just collect profits.
And I agree with that wholeheartedly. However, I don't agree with only certain worshippers being taxed. I mean, Ulrichian worshippers should be taxed just like Sigmarites or, all the rest of those other gods that people worship.
I'm sure they'll get taxed at some point, but we got to start with the ones that have the most money.
Which would be Ulrichians in this city.
Well, yes, but the Ulrichians bring profits and benefits back to the city versus the Sigmarites and other religions simply export.
Good point. Good point.
I mean, the city is based on Ulrichian faith. They have to have some bias as a result. But Sigmarites bring nothing but trouble from the south.
And I understand that. So speaking of the South, did you have any dealings or I guess interactions with any of the lords of the South? I've heard there's been quite a bit of upheaval. Not just heard, I've experienced some of it. I traveled from the South up here.
We don't get much news from the Southlands. Those are the Reichland. We try to avoid their trouble and internal squabbles.
Even the roadblocks that the Sigmarites have been putting up, taxing all Ulrichians.
Hasn't affected Middenheim or its profits. So.
It will.
Well, and when it does, I'm sure the Graf will send the marshals out to deal with it. But until then, profits are good. The taxes are due in only a couple of days. The coffers of Middenheim will be full, and we'll be able to renew the defenses and maintain the supplies.
Without the dwarves or the wizards?
Well, dwarves can always be replaced. There's plenty of human laborers.
Have you not met the foolish clan grudges? My goodness.
Yes, the foolish ones, of course.
That's all
But-
there is.
Yes, thus the reason we could replace them. I mean, you could hire 3 men for the price of a dwarf these days.
But you won't get the skill.
That's why you have 3 of them.
Impeccable logic.
Times 3.
Times 3.
I shake my head and
You
say,
get the job
well,
done poorly 3 times.
What do you think of the Lady Heinfeld?
Lady Heinfeld?
Yes.
She has brought quite a bit of trade to the city.
But what about her colored past?
That's racist.
What about it? She
Doesn't deny it.
she's a merchant from the north. She brings goods imported from Nordland and purchases quite a bit of product from the city.
So the city has no issue dealing with the slaver then?
Slaver?
Oh, yes.
Heinfeld is no slaver.
I have direct information that states otherwise.
I have no such information. She brings caravans of goods. Her estate in the north is quite wealthy, brings quite a few products, and exports foods and supplies from Middenheim.
Interesting.
Their house is a very valued ally for Middenheim.
Well, that's. I guess it's not troubling because I doubt she could actually get a hold of any elves, but I hear she markets in humans quite frequently.
No, there aren't very many elves in Northland.
Okay. But she markets in humans, quite a bit. So
That sounds like potentially displaced or unhappy purchasers. I mean, she certainly employs a great number of people. Her house maintains a fairly sizable army, as do most nobles in the area. But servitude is not necessarily slavery.
Interesting. Would you deem putting a collar on someone and forcing them to live amongst filth, not paying them?
I haven't seen any of that, but certainly anybody forced to live amongst filth, I would find issue with. Slavery is against the law within Middenheim.
Well, within Middenheim.
Live in the filth. There's tens of thousands of people in this city currently.
Not with collars on, being
Correct.
forced to live there.
All right.
That's his
They
criteria.
choose
It
to
is.
live.
People living in filth voluntarily is not slavery.
Correct.
Um,
I appreciate
It's
you.
nobility
can still
slicing
whip
the
them and make
slicing
them
the hair.
I appreciate
Not
you
wearing
actually speaking with me, and I will bid you a good day, and hopefully you enjoy the demonstration that myself and the hunter put on.
It was interesting.
Not these guys.
Yes.
I'm talking about my demonstration.
Oh. Well, I guess we'll see. Hopefully you're up to the challenge.
Out of curiosity, how much would it be frowned upon if I were to say put an arrow close by to one of the people out here?
Well, I would definitely not suggest that if you value your head.
Understood.
I only value my ears, not my head.
I'm gonna beat you with one ear in my pocket.
would the
Who is it?
Who are you talking
servants
to?
be considered servants
Guys,
or headfighters?
The
That we thought
servants
was,
here?
brother.
Lady Heinfeld.
Well, you don't know.
I can't get any
You
information.
left there
on
at a
these
young
guys,
age.
because I can't think of any questions to ask them. But my
You didn't advance that far.
That's kind of gonna be my
Maybe they're wizards.
I almost did. I actually was,
Is there anybody else you want to talk to?
Pull out the ring.
I'm just gonna
Carrying
try
the signature.
to gain any royal drama.
Any royal drama. Okay.
Not simply talking to one person in particular,
Okay.
just talking with the crowd.
Okay.
Hmm.
So yeah, there's lots of people. They have lots of things, but it's going to be not inclusive or not conclusive. Better said, related to it. Most of the talk seems to be about this upcoming archery tournament. Okay, so as you guys wrap up, maybe the first hour, first 30 minutes or so, like I said, you see servants pulling in several large targets. They are fancy straw affairs with painted targets and so forth. Relaine and the elf get their bows ready. And after a little bit, they start clearing the main entryway and set up a shooting match between the two. According to the minstrel, Alevandro. I'm getting in front.
Nope, that's the master.
Relaine is the minstrel. Alevandro is the hunter. Okay, so Relaine announces that there is a citizenship challenge to the master of the hunt as a expertise in archery show. Okay, so they clear the area. The line of shot is furthest away from the graph and going away from parallel to him. Okay, so any stray arrow that happens to go anywhere close to the graph is very obviously aimed at the graph. Okay. You do note there are a number of well-armed and armored guards in the area, since you guys have live arrows and bows and so forth, real weapons. You guys get set up.
So it's definitely a suicide mission if I do something.
I'm giving you the portrayal that yes, shooting into the court is probably a bad idea. Okay. And as the person you talked to explained, it would be a bad idea. Okay.
You're gonna have a bad time.
Now you're free to do whatever.
Before this all starts, I'm going to try to go amidst the crowd, finding anybody willing to make some friendly wagers.
Okay.
About
How much are you looking to wager?
5 gold. 5. Yeah. 5 gold.
Okay. So you are going to wager 5 gold.
I'm not wagering anything.
On him.
Against or for Matt?
4, man.
For Matt. Okay. So
How bad would it be if I sprouted a tail in the middle of this whole
Oh,
competition?
Possibly.
I'm about to mutate as well.
Okay. So
I'm above my threshold as well.
since these are not official bookies or anything like that, there's several people that are willing to bet. A lot of people are gambling. It's all 1-to-1. So you bet 5 gold, you win 5 gold. Okay.
On this one?
Do any of the rest of you care to place a wager
No.
on the thing, on the competition? Okay. As far as the winnings, they're viewing this as a straight victory against, as far as the win, not looking at individual challenges. Functionally, the way this works, you guys fire 3 arrows. It goes against the target. Your net average for the 3 shots is what counts as far as your score.
That's all we're going to get is 3 shots.
Yeah.
I was expecting like moving targets and all types of stuff.
Well,
They
that's
bring in an
the
8-year-old.
start. Yeah, they put a 3-year-old out there. No, the start is 3 arrows. Now, Relaine looks like Alevandro looks like he wishes to discuss options and so forth. But the general crowd views, these sorts of things, they go pretty fast. Alevandro normally wipes the floor with them. It's 3 shots towards the center of the target, high score wins.
I am going
Okay.
to also make a bet for 3 gold against Matt.
Okay.
You're literally hedging your bets.
This is not how Vegas works.
So I'm going to go ahead and I ask him, I say, listen,
Well,
shooting.
hold on. Let me see if anybody else wants to bet before we change the terms of the deal.
No.
Does anybody else wish to place a bet for or against Matt?
I do not want to bet. I would like to post up next to the Law Lords
Okay.
and just listen to them as because I'm assuming they haven't seemed to stop jabbering the entire time anyway.
But almost everybody in the court is just talking continuously about different things.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's right.
Yeah, you'll get 1 gold.
At the least.
No, not at the least.
I can't lose any money with this bet.
Yeah, you can.
Absolutely, you can. If you bet 5 gold for and 3 gold against,
You're going to lose something.
you will lose 8 gold and at best get 5.
Yep.
Yeah, because you're already tossing in 8, and at most you'll get is 6. Well, at least
So
you'll
you
get a
bet-
6.
You bet 5, and you bet 3. One of them's guaranteed to lose.
Oh, yeah, I guess. Hey, I've never gambled.
That's why.
I
That's
can
why
tell.
gambling works, and that's why casinos make money.
Well, no, gambling casinos make money because it's never 50-50.
Right.
It's 49.9, and they make the money off the 0.1. So,
They make the money off the fact that $1 billion goes through that place over
Yes.
a year,
yes.
and they can skim off 50 million at the end.
Yeah,
And they can't be
1% of all the money that passes through is a lot of money.
Sup, homie?
So
If he wins, then my 5 gold.
you get 5 gold back,
I
but
get
you
5
lost
gold
3.
back. I lost 3, so I make 2 gold off that.
Correct. You make
Set of
2
bets.
gold.
And then if
You
he
lose.
loses, I only
You
lose
lose.
2 gold off that bet.
2 gold. Correct.
You gain or lose 2 gold.
Okay.
That's
Well,
up
then I
entirely up.
should've I should have just made the bet on
2 gold.
If,
Right.
if you could, or you could just put everything in on one side and hope he wins.
No.
How confident are you in Matt?
I think is he using his elf bow?
He is.
Technically,
So I
can
asked
put all
him
my
if we
gold.
could at least hold each other's bows so I can take a look at his and get a feel for it. Like, what type of wood is it made out of? Blah, 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 blah,
Okay,
blah. I know I can't feel magic,
I understand.
but I just want to
Yeah,
get a feel.
it is definitely a high quality bow.
Okay.
It's not just a basic one.
It's made out of wood from a tree.
It does not have any of the filigree and fancy embellishments and so forth that yours has, because yours is more of a standard level bow that's made fancy.
Right.
Okay, his is an actual fancy bow that looks plain. Okay,
So I asked him, is this still up for winning?
the bow?
Yep.
Perhaps, but what do I get if I win?
Good question.
My ear.
No.
Oh dear God, no.
That ear is probably.
I would be willing to
Yes.
wager evergreen.
It's named.
Interesting. I'm not sure I have anything that I can put up against it.
Don't name their bows, you queer.
I pull out 5 gems. So I have these.
5 gems, and those are
30 gold.
30 gold.
Total.
Okay, yeah. Well,
And,
That-
and
that-
the filigree thing.
that may pay for my arrows.
Oh my gosh.
Bro's got elven arrows. Of course he does.
You're gonna lose.
That's all right.
You can have
Now,
my
Matt's somewhat familiar with the progression of costs of magic items in a Rolemaster scale. They go up very, very quickly. It doesn't give you a huge bonus.
Yeah.
Okay, but he's more than willing to gamble it if that's what you want to do. He just needs something roughly equivalent.
My life.
Okay. Now you have the rest of your companions here. If somebody else wants to chip in,
I have nothing to chip in.
That's hilarious.
I am by far the most wealthy here, I think.
I can get him a pile of leaflets.
There was a lot of stuff left over from Milton.
Yeah, guns.
yeah, there's six guns.
And second
There's
blunderbuss.
Frederick's hammer.
I still,
I don't have a lot of that shit on me though.
Yeah.
I still have
Now,
Over the court, I wasn't
You
going to
can
bat.
bet whatever you want. They're not around.
Right. I don't think I'd have a problem getting his hammer.
He just goes, and Sigmar smite! Wait, what the?
Hey,
Oh,
there's also
crap.
some really nice embroidered armor.
Good thing I carry like 9 goddamn weapons on
I
me.
thought about that too, because he's not wearing it.
I know.
Are you
he's
wearing
not
it tonight? Yeah, no, he's not.
No, he's not wearing his armor.
Like I said,
Easily.
he's willing to barter and bargain if you have something equivalent.
All okay.
And given your shadowy background, you are free to offer whatever you wish.
You're gonna have words.
Same about my armor.
You'll have to read the
I have
words off the
something.
meteors, though.
Okay.
The nature of which is,
I'll wager all over.
I don't need my
Question.
armor to beat the crap out of me.
Okay.
but it is a powerful artifact.
What would this be?
I'm concerned that the bow you have isn't worth it, quite frankly.
Well, let's see what it is.
I don't have it on me. I would not dare bring this.
Well, I can't really take a wager just on
Do you
faith.
have your hammer on you?
Yeah. Very prominently, I might add. And I'm literally strutting past you wearing it. Like,
Alright, so you see.
You can fit a lot of meteors into this baby.
It extends. If you twist this part, it goes up and down. You can use it like
it's got a blunt in, a spiky
God, it's-
in.
I have faith that I'll win.
Okay.
I think I will bet it. No offense to that.
You should have bet on him.
They have to announce what's getting betted as well, so it's like Milton's hammer and Frederick's hammer, and he's like, what the hell?
Where's it?
Hey, he needs to see your hammer. Bring it on over. No reason why. Don't ask. No, I just shrug my shoulders and say, you know what?
Too rich for you?
It was up for grabs when they're in the tournaments. I don't understand why it wouldn't be up for grabs now. But
Well, an elf bow was available, certainly.
oh, not yours.
Oh no, evergreen is a family heirloom.
But
It's quite precious to me.
I,
This bow is 1,000 years old.
all right, I have. If I could get it from the inn, I don't want to postpone this tournament though.
Well, of course not.
It's like an hour. How far away is that place?
It's at least half an hour.
Yeah.
Because we're on the
Send the
southwest
messenger.
side of the city, so.
I am a fast runner.
Yeah, send him,
Not that
send a
fast.
messenger.
I can make it, Jenny.
So my word isn't
Run,
strong.
Forrest, run!
My word isn't good enough. Because I mean, all that would matter is whether or not I lose. Correct? If I win, I have your vote.
This is a gentleman's wager. We must show the collateral.
But that's
I-
a gentleman's
I've-
wager. I shouldn't have.
I've shown you mine.
Trust goes both ways. I show you mine, you show me yours.
Yeah.
All right, I have.
Be careful. Wait for
What of significant value and attachment do you have? He doesn't. You don't. You get the sense that he's not interested in cash.
Well,
He's
that's
got
fine.
more money than he cares about.
I have
That's
only,
not the fact.
I have only one thing.
Okay. Well, and I don't think that's with you.
No, it is not.
So, what do you have with you, present in the court, that you'd be willing to risk?
Stop, Sean!
Now,
I am
as a
so
side
glad I
note,
did not bring a
if you wager the right thing and it loses, you may save the life of the friend.
Carlton is legit worth a lot.
I shall give you Carlton.
He's
Yeah,
gonna try to
I mean, I would, in theory, I have to hand over whatever that item is.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, not right now. But at the you'd have to say what it is. He would take that, and then at the end of the contest, if he wins, he gets it.
Right. Now, I'm not. Because then I'd be the one. Like, I'd have to just, like, kill him. I don't want to kill him.
You want to try.
You would have your bow out and arrow loaded. You'd get the first shot.
So whack! All right, I know he's slow.
Better make sure that arrow counts.
I've got a 5 move. He's got a 3. Let's do
Or you just gotta win.
this. Yeah, I'm gonna win. Don't worry.
Do we have like
Yeah, I can't do it.
an arrow guidance spell?
God, I want to so bad. But I won't do it.
How much fortune you got?
None.
No? Oh, you're an elf.
Resilience?
drugs.
That's all.
Drugs?
You have drugs. Holy crap! You can totally.
Hold on a moment.
You
Anybody got a mirror?
Those were the mushrooms.
This is for my sinuses. All right.
Those were the mushrooms.
Right.
No.
Why am my hero melting?
Yeah, I'm not gonna bet somebody else.
You're not gonna give into it?
No.
Okay.
I really want to because it's all about that. But
He seems rather disappointed, but
he sees me. I tell him, listen, the only thing I would have is somebody else's. And I point at him as he's walking. The hammer is the only thing I would have that access to that could possibly match it. What about
a Sigmarite relic would certainly be qualified.
what about a collateral until I can get the other item?
What other item?
I look around. Is anybody close to me?
No, you guys are talking. Everybody else is betting.
Okay. So I have a very nice dagger.
A dagger.
It's
Okay.
very, very nice.
Okay.
That has magical qualities and properties,
Okay.
up to and including the ability to, if you're wounded in a fight, to heal yourself by wounding another.
What?
Seems like a
You guys don't know this.
seems like a rather useful item. I'll tell you what.
Surrounded by evil
If you wish to deliver me collateral
I am not evil.
of appropriate wealth
Yes, you are.
until you can retrieve
I'm not
said
the one
item,
that murdered a child.
I'd be willing to accept that.
You murdered 2 million.
But
nothing to you.
I have had a number of cases where we've come to this sort of situation, and the would-be challenger
I murdered a child.
disappears.
and saved more.
I would never do that.
So,
I'm shocked.
if you are saying you're going to put the Sigmarite hammer up for collateral, then assuming I win, I will lay claim to the hammer until such time as you deliver an appropriate equivalence to it.
Okay.
If this dagger is as you describe, I'd be fine with that. If you win, the bow is yours to take.
Why must we always take the hard choice?
I call you over, Frederick.
How much do you trust me?
Not that much.
If you've
Yes.
heard anything from my character in the past, you know I'm going to tell you straight up what the heck's going on. So I want to make a bet for his bow.
Okay.
In order for me to have this bet continue, because what I want to offer for my side of the bet, I don't have on me.
I don't know if I have enough gold to cover that.
He doesn't want gold. So the deal is that if I lose, you would have to leave your hammer here until I could retrieve my item and bring it back.
Look at him and just start laughing.
But you could stay with it.
He's giving you a serious elf look.
You
Completely
could stay here
non-emotional.
with your hammer.
Is that just?
Is that the deal?
Well, the hammer will be mine unless he returns with the promised prize.
You're insane.
You don't trust me to return.
No. I turn around and walk away.
You are welcome to stay in court near the hammer if you wish until the court is dismissed for the night. Other than that, it would be my property unless your friend here returns with the promised prize. Assuming, of course, he wins, as I'm gathering, he feels his skill is more than adequate.
If I win-
Do you trust your friend?
Having seen, because we've been in one of these archery tournaments,
Mhm.
how good? Because remember, I have a pretty fucking high skill myself.
What's your skill?
70 something.
78.
No. I mean,
No, I have 70.
before the mechanics. I don't know what it is since we've
Okay.
done the
So what's your skill at, Matt?
102.
102. Okay.
the point that I brought it up is
What's his relative skill and ability?
yeah. Can I judge this guy's
He
ability?
outmatches you.
Well, that's
Ballistic skill plus agility.
yeah.
Keep in mind, during the tournament, you've seen him shoot. The shots that he took at the ranges he did,
Yeah.
you would be hard pressed to make. Now, he was not using Evergreen.
Oh.
Okay. So, now that's from your perspective. From your perspective, without Evergreen, you're close. Maybe not at the same level, but it's not as nearly a big of a difference.
And you realize that okay.
Okay.
They do have 112 still. Alright, let's do this.
Somebody.
Wait, what? I did not agree.
Why not? It's all good.
This is a relic of my religion.
Understood.
One of the highest relics of my religion.
If it helps, this is a relic of my family.
No, I'm sorry. Not to be insulting to you, but the comparison just doesn't.
From an elven history, you have heard of a bow referred to as Evergreen.
Great.
So it does have some, you don't know exactly from what or where, but you have heard of such a thing.
I go to the wizard.
The wizard, okay.
I know he's not here.
Sure. Heard him.
But I would then try to convince him to put up his
Iron staff.
probably the iron staff or his armor.
So the unbreakable staff.
The unbreakable staff.
Okay.
What's his armor?
His armor is just a magic spell.
No, he's got a suit of clothing
The Axe's armor.
Axe's
I
armor.
remember that.
That's magical.
Okay.
But
I don't want to speak for the
Right.
wizard
No.
with him not being here.
There's no way George would sign off on that.
He might sign off on the unbreakable staff.
Supposedly,
The unbreakable staff, he might. I can
Yeah.
see that. The armor, I don't see.
Right.
and this
I could roll quick call him.
is
No,
sorry,
he
hold
should-
on.
George, will you give up your staff?
And it
No,
just,
he,
but
he
it
supposedly would be
it's
there.
only until you return with,
With
that.
that, yeah.
It would only be until he returns with the dagger, and I mean, playing out the mechanics.
Yeah.
If the offer is, I can give you the staff, and its ability is that it can't be broken.
It held up a probably 5-ton portcullis.
Which is impressive.
But not useful to him.
It's not useful to him compared to what you've already offered him for the dagger
Gotcha.
and a family heirloom bow versus a Sigmarite hammer and relic. I mean, it's decorated. It's obviously a relic given the spike that's on it.
I was gonna say he put a
Yeah, it has a religious relic on it.
Obscene amount of money into this and
It-
effort.
Yes,
Yeah.
I mean, it quality, size-wise, etc. Yes, a staff that can't be broken is impressive, but it's not the same scale.
I think I'm the only one.
Okay. Now, if George were I might see staff plus armor from George, but again, I don't see him selling his armor. Or trading his armor.
Carlton.
Okay.
What if he has a permanent slate? No, I'm just kidding.
So if you're willing to put up your hammer for collateral, while he retrieves the dagger that you didn't know he had,
I didn't tell you. Did I tell him his dagger? I just had to retrieve it.
you had to retrieve it on him. That's fine. If and only if he loses the match. If he wins the match, there's no issue.
Y'all walk out with the bow.
You do know now that
As
it
a-
has something that is the equivalent value to your hammer.
Right. Now, as a
whatever
counterpoint,
that may be.
From your perspective.
as a counterpoint, William has risked 2 gold.
You just choked the poor guy.
Did you just offer up my sword?
Two gold.
That was my next thing. That's actually was going to be my first, but I thought, nah, it's not worthwhile to him.
I'll counteroffer. I'll stay as a guest of the court under your authorization until he returns with the hammer or with the item. But I will not part with it. So you will have the security of my presence until
And
then.
if he
And
doesn't
if he
return,
if he doesn't return, then I will join whatever guards or hold on, let me finish.
yeah.
I will join whatever effort you pursue to exact justice upon him.
Under your oath as a Sigmarite?
Absolutely.
Okay, I can go with that.
You are no.
I'm looking at him like, what are you doing? Hey, all right.
I'm actively messaging George.
Counter off.
This is your wager.
Are you
This is your wager. I ensured a way that it could happen
I
without
can
me
see
having
that.
to fucking
That's
murder
my
everybody in this room.
Thou shalt not have my hammer! I
Yeah,
shall
I'm
kill
fine.
everybody else.
Let's see if I get the bow. I mean, I may just lose the dagger, but that's all right.
Okay. So if he fails to return with the dagger, you agree to hunt him down to retrieve said dagger or said item and make payment equivalent to what the elf says.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Just so you know, we only have 26 gold in group fund.
Oh, it's not about cash.
Yeah, he doesn't care about cash.
Well, you said payment equivalent to.
No,
It's not funny
well,
when
it's
it's
so-
turned.
No. The point is, he's making a Sigmarite vow to make the deal whole,
No matter what.
no matter what, or he's going directly against his religion, and all effects thereby.
But anyway.
I
Small
literally
thing.
look at it this way.
You got it. You got
My
it.
guy literally would not go see the king without
Might
this
finally
weapon
get to
strapped to
roll
him.
on the wrath of the gods there.
Might.
I took it into an orgy.
Well, I mean,
that
that's
was
just
like
you can
totally
talk about
threw me
your
off,
hammer.
but I do actually ask him, so, you know, on that note, what if I'm able to come upon, in some manner, an item I feel is just as worthy as what I've said? Is that good enough? So any item that you feel is worthy
Sweet
would
summer
be enough.
child.
If you could find something equivalent,
Okay.
and I mean, subject to my judgment at the time, of course.
Of course.
But yes, I'm open to a fair trade, a fair compensation. This knife you speak of certainly seems like an intriguing item. It could be of value with me in the hunt. And for such an artifact, I'd be willing to part with the family bow. But I'd be surprised if one such as any of us could come across 2 artifacts of that level.
We got 3.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh,
Okay.
shoot. I've been
So-
inactive for 2 hours.
The dagger from Matt. Anybody else wish to place any bets?
No.
Got no money.
You sure?
Yes.
That dagger's.
We're already about to lose a
400
full
plus it has
magic item.
spell-
I am not
spell
losing my
effect,
money.
It's a pricey dagger.
No,
I mean, when you go through Rolemaster mechanics and everything, yeah, it absolutely is. So that's why I'm saying the hammer is roughly equivalent. I could see that.
Okay.
Beyond that, I don't know if you got anything that's close.
I don't know what the gold necklace I need to rob from the guy that's living in here in the keep. Isn't that where he's at?
No.
Wherever. I need to find that necklace tonight. Sorry, you're gonna be here a while.
You stay here while we go raid the Thieves Guild. Okay, so
Just kidding.
far as terms of the contest after all the wagers are done. So he says typical pattern is 3 shots, highest marks wins the fight. You care to change the mechanics somewhat?
Somewhat, yes. I feel like shooting a stationary target, no matter the distance, is boring. What do you think these?
You have a moving target available?
Well, that's what I was going to ask. I know I have a moving target available. Hey,
Carlton!
Carlton! Yeah, what's up, man? Sprint up.
I have a proposition for you.
Sweet. Done. Let's do it.
The 2 of us need to have a moving target.
You see Alejandro sitting there sharpening one of his arrows.
Oh yeah, I totally can
you.
move. Wait, you want me to catch the arrows? I bet I can do it. Bet I can. Bet I can. I got 2 bronze says I can catch it.
So, here's what I propose.
We found an alternative.
You're proposing? Oh, that's so sweet.
We
He called George.
No, George called me. We made Dad make a Sigmarite vow, so yeah, we're
He's
good
off the
now.
hook.
He's giving his hammer up.
Yep. Yep. He will lose his faith. He's going to Sigmar hell, I guess.
Sigmar hell. You're going to Sigmar.
All right. Yep. Have fun in Carolina.
I would make this
All
as
right, bye.
Carolina because he doesn't know if it's
Is there any, what could be a good target? Is there anything roughly apple size?
Sure.
Even if it's just apples or
Yeah.
pears or whatever.
I'm eating an apple
Okay.
right now.
If you would please, grab some apples off of the, just take a plate out there.
And a
Sure.
bag.
And all
You
I
take a
care
plate
about
from
you,
Luigi.
I want you to hold them out like this at about 100 paces.
100 paces? Done. Take off.
Okay.
Apples.
So we're shooting apples now?
No, because now, juggle them!
Oh.
Juggle 'em?
Juggle.
Juggle 'em.
Just awesome.
Do you have juggling?
I got entertained.
Entertain?
I would
Okay.
love nothing more than
Let's
you
do this.
He's just throwing them up and they're hitting the ground.
I'm juggling them.
Picking them
Listen,
back
I'm
up.
juggling them right
Can you
here.
juggle?
Taking bites as I'm doing it.
So the key is, wait, you need a 3rd one.
Oh, okay.
It's just
I
like-
run back over, grab more.
Okay.
So I got 3.
You can't hit him.
3 apples, you're juggling them.
You can't hit him, and you have to hit all 3 apples, or you have to hit the apples.
Okay.
That's the target. 100
Okay.
paces.
With 1 arrow or 3?
1 arrow?
Damn.
Wait a minute.
Damn.
3 arrows.
I have no idea what's going on. Even though I'm supposed to be juggling.
Whatever you do, make sure they stay high and keep them juggling no matter what happens.
Gotcha. Done. Let's do this. All right.
All right, that's the challenge.
Okay. So you said 1 arrow or 3?
3 arrows.
Okay. 3 arrows. You got
I'm
3.
staring at him so fucking angrily. You.
Okay. You're out 100 paces or whatever. He says, guest's honor, takes first shot.
So much for this cool test.
Will I, as a priest, be able to tell if the priest
Is
casts
influence?
a blessing?
No.
Well, I don't know what I
Will
need.
the wizards in there be able to tell?
Erdem can tell if spells are being cast, yes.
Are blessings considered the same as
The wizard.
They're magic.
So
and he can see the twists of winds of magic.
Can he see? Does Ernum not for your benefit, but does Ernum see if Evergreen is magical? Or
Yes,
not?
it is.
It is.
I'm trying
Are
to
there
hit
any?
them
There's
as
no other magicians here. Sorry, I know. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there's lots of
The high priest of the
There's lots
college,
of
or high wizard of the college, and his assistant are here also.
Okay, if Erdem detects magic,
It's a special talent not all of them have.
but he has it. Right?
Erdem does.
I want him to let me know the instant he detects magic in here that's not coming from that bow.
You mean
Like I will
spells?
make sure.
Like
yeah.
slap you?
No, I want to make sure that
Right.
the court isn't helping the
Yeah,
court out.
understood. Yeah.
That would
So-
never happen as I'm juggling more.
my first shot. I'm trying to get him as
The rich
close
are
to
always
his head as I can
trustworthy.
Okay.
without harming obviously him. But
Right.
I got a 199 on my first shot,
Okay. So we need to modify by range.
Okay.
100 paces would be 300 feet.
which is I gotta look at the chart.
Are you guys
How
doing
big is
something
this
over
court?
there? Oh,
It's pretty sizable.
It's gonna say that's like.
It's a football field.
they're big apples.
Oh yeah, that is a comparison.
Maybe I didn't want to do it.
That's a really big.
Well, what's more impressive is this fucking hallway's 100 yards long.
They
Well, but
got-
it's a big hall.
I got the whole House of Representatives.
That's
dude.
right.
Alright, so
It's Warhammer. Everything's gigantic.
300
now-
feet is literally exactly at our medium range.
Nice.
Okay, so I'm fine with medium range, which is 0
Mi-
penalty.
Minus 30.
Minus 30. Okay, so minus 30 for that. And for shooting a small object is minus 50.
Holy shit.
Plus, we'll add a minus 20 for a moving object.
So you're less than.
Okay.
I can't hit
No,
shit.
it's not a matter of can you hit it. Again, it's total. It's maximum total. I'm going to assume both you and he have appropriate skill. You can hit it. Okay. So ultimately, the penalty only really applies if you roll low, i.e., less than 0
Okay,
net. At which point we have a target at the end assigned.
gotcha.
Okay.
So it's a minus 30, minus 50, minus, you said 20?
20 for the
So
moving
minus
portion.
100.
Oh, sure. Minus 100.
Do
So
any
you
of
get
my
plus two.
talents apply
Yeah. No, I have plus
in
12.
this?
A 99.
Then
Oh.
minus
Hold on,
one.
he could juice this by making sure that when it's his turn, he's kind of.
No. I mean more like if I see the arrow,
Can you throw the
You're more
can
worried
you
about
throw
your
the
own
apple
safety.
into it?
I have no. I just mean like to
Okay.
dodge the death.
No.
No. Can I use step aside if they miss? Like
No.
step off and be like, what?
No.
Okay.
Because at a football field's length, you see them fire the arrow. By the time it comes in and you realize it's not going to hit the apple, it's already hit you.
Catch it with my
Okay.
teeth.
Now, if you want to say, I'm going to dodge any arrow that comes at me,
Gotcha.
I'm
Okay.
fine with that, but it applies for every attack. At which point, yeah, we're not going to be hitting the apples.
So,
Okay?
does anybody have any bugmens?
No.
Okay.
I don't want to see it if it's gonna hit me.
You
I
do
also
get a
don't remember.
perform check for each arrow shot.
Okay.
If you score over 101, you can add that bonus, or if you wish, subtract that bonus above 101 from the shot.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Okay.
I.e., what he's saying: throw the apple into the arrow, or hold your timing slightly to adjust it.
Can
Okay.
you use his earlier X
No.
point?
No, because that's a charm effect. This is a influence thing. Okay.
It is a porter.
Now, again, I'm going to give you a penalty given the small object and the timing involved.
Okay.
I'm going to say a minus 40
That's Pugman.
Okay.
because it's a pretty challenging thing. But again, if you score over 101, you can do that. Now, if you're going to try
It's very low alcohol
and you get below 101,
for a porter.
it has the opposite effect of whatever you tried to do.
Gotcha. Okay.
You follow?
Yep. All right.
So, and I'm going to have you re-roll just to start over since you know the parameters.
Yeah,
Okay.
that sucks.
So, well, hold on before you roll. So he takes the first shot at you. Are you going to try to increase his accuracy or not?
First two shots, I'm not doing it for either.
First
Can
two
I
shots.
keep that?
First two shots, you're just throwing normal.
Yep.
Okay. So make your 2 shots.
I rolled.
You can use fortune points.
100.
When he tossed the dice down between he rolled 100.
Yeah, I was like,
course.
shit.
That ain't gonna happen.
Burn the
twice.
100.
Yeah, a 3. So
Okay.
I am gonna not burn a fortune, but I'm burning a chaos.
Okay, dark side points are not an issue.
Yes.
So you can certainly do that.
Fucking tentacle grows out of his
I'm
forehead.
telling you. 96.
Nice.
By 69. That's weird.
Oh.
166 plus is 278 minus 100 is 178.
178. Okay, so the first arrow flies across the field, strikes right into the apple just as he tosses it up into the air.
Okay.
Second arrow.
This second arrow is
timing on that
him
is
again.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I thought they were going back
90.
and forth.
90.
So a
102.
102.
102. Second arrow flies across, strikes the second apple into straight.
Hold on, don't
Now,
roll.
before he rolls, you said the third shot from him you want to try to adjust.
Like I said, I thought they were going back and forth, so I was
No.
going to let them do their first shots first and then
And then adjust it?
adjust. I have faith in him. I'm not going to.
You're just going to
mess
let him
with his.
shoot
Yep.
and not mess with it?
Yep.
Okay.
82. So 94.
Good rolls. 94?
Yep.
Okay. The last one just nicks the arrow, nicks the apple, but it flies off, and you end up dropping it as a result. Crowd cheers and claps, and
For
very
me.
impressed by it.
For me.
Yes.
And then you just flip.
So I sprint back, grab
I
Mark.
do, by the way, I do lean the bow against my leg and clap. For you,
Yep.
by the way.
Yep. I sprint
Okay.
back, grab
Three
3 more
arrows at
apples,
once.
sprint all the way back down.
Okay. So you get 3 more apples. They're all approximately the same size.
Yep.
Alejandro takes aim, loads his arrows,
Can he make his shots harder?
if he
Yes.
wishes to,
Yep.
but
if I fail,
if he fails, it gives
I
Alejandro
wish I could talk
bonuses.
to you. Because I'd be really upset if I knew he's doing it.
I'm
You won by because he cheated.
Yeah, I would not be okay with that.
I am gonna know. I'm gonna let the first 2 go. Same deal. Let the first 2.
while I'm going to the bathroom, too.
Okay, so we said it was a net minus 100.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay, so whatever his roll is,
His first 2.
whatever his skill is, minus 100 plus the roll.
Does he have
Okay.
fortune points?
You don't know.
Oh,
He,
shucks.
he can take dark deals.
Oh, he
He just exploded.
All of a sudden, the Sigmarite's just beating
The villain is revealed.
All from an arrow.
Okay, so he takes the first shot. And of course, my eyesight is terrible.
That's a 12.
No, that's a 12. Okay, yeah, no. Okay, first shot, he gets a 99
Oh, that's better.
That's after the adjustments.
after adjustments.
Okay.
Okay, first arrow goes right through one of them.
Yep.
Oh.
Going to adjust the second one.
Nope, not touching the second one.
Okay.
Oh, no.
How's that open-ended or open-ended?
Okay.
Open it again?
Okay.
No, he's taking dark deals and stuff like that.
Yeah, let's just.
Or it is
Second shot, he gets an 81.
Oh.
Worse?
So do I screw this last one? Oh my god, hold on, okay.
He's winning right now.
I know,
He's
I know.
winning by a
But
fair margin.
if he legit, like, hammers it down.
how many fate points do you have?
2 left.
I would. I'd fuck with his last one.
And if you
100%.
really need to, you can
Ensure
spend
that
it.
lead
Yeah.
stays
Okay, while
there.
he's in the bathroom, yep, I'm gonna screw with
Go
it.
for it.
Go back in the bathroom.
Go back in there.
Get in the bathroom.
68.
We're killing your character once and for all.
What's your net?
This is
He's working
really
on it.
well.
He better be spending points if he's getting too low.
I'm gonna go ahead and re-roll.
Okay.
What? No.
That wasn't
Oh, you already
super
hit?
low, but
No, he's been on blowing.
okay, I'll use my last one.
Okay, so you spend your fortune points to throw the apple
Worst case,
correctly.
I can use the Resilient.
Oh, that's a little better. It's an 80, right? Or is that a 30?
Then it was an 86.
Yeah, that's a 30.
Oh, fuck.
You can use the Resilient.
I
What
will,
dark deal?
no, I'm not going resilience, but I will.
Yeah, don't use
Yeah.
resilience. You want to use a dark deal to get a fourth
Use
chance.
resilience, man. I'm not losing
No.
my hammer.
No. I will use. I'll take a dark deal.
Okay.
He's got
Yeah.
the pure.
He's brand
What did you
new.
add?
Why not? He's new.
Yeah.
How many dark deals?
I grow with another arm.
It's
Am I the
Carlton.
only one is-
He only played for a few weeks outside
Oh,
of
yeah,
player
you're
control.
right.
He has no chaos.
I'm at 7 points.
That's
But
it?
your first roll was better than that.
It was. It was. Now I can't take the best of them.
I'm
I have to
over
take
my
the last
directions.
roll.
I'm
Dark deal, you take whatever you roll.
Gotcha.
So both maybe
Okay.
takes.
Did you roll bad again?
Not bad.
Not bad, just not super
The other
great.
one wasn't like super great.
You rolled a lot more
You
impressive.
rolled a 68.
Oh my god. Just left it. We ended up with like a 90 or 100 at least, probably.
But if it's less than 100, Alejandro gets bonuses.
Yeah, but 68 would he wouldn't have got much, if anything.
No, it's just barely. So it's a 96.
96.
So
So
it's a
plus 4.
point. Oh man.
Okay, so you throw the apple. Give me a perception check with you need a 104.
He was in the
Or,
toilet.
I'm sorry, a 96.
Oh, I get that without even hardly rolling.
Okay.
Oh my god, hold on.
You didn't.
I may have just failed that.
Oh, that would be beautiful.
Holy crap. Hold on.
Does any of the rest of us get to see that?
Hold on.
We'll check.
Okay.
73.
I'm like, everybody's trying to see him.
I needed a 96.
The court erupts. Cheater.
I got it by 1.
Technically,
Okay.
you would be.
So
cheating
you
for
realize
a
as the arrow's flying across the room that Carlton is adjusting his throw subtly to make it harder for the guy.
Technically made it easier.
Okay? You're unaware if anybody else is aware of it. From the perception, he's adjusting his timing. Pro or con, that's far too detailed for him to tell.
Gotcha.
Okay? But you can tell that Carlton is biasing the odds.
Jesus Christ.
Goes directly through my hand.
Hey, if you win.
Then it's not a good contest.
Still get the bow.
He explodes.
Oh no. That's the look of math. Yeah.
Gets a 185. Okay, so by my math,
It's like a
He had to.
99,
He had it.
81.
Hold on, don't just start saying random numbers while he's trying to do math.
It don't
No.
matter.
He rolled nearly over 100 on all of them.
Yeah, but it's 3 of them.
okay. Far at the end of the hall, you're standing amongst various bits of applesauce.
Yes.
A couple of arrows sticking in them. You collect them, head back over. The whole crowd cheers as Alejandro finishes up, and they all wait as they start. Whoever it is that they selected to do the judging and everything counts it up. After a
I'm
fairly
shaking my
lengthy
head.
time, they walk over to you, and they raise your arm as the winner.
Really.
And said by a score of 374 to 369.
Oh my god!
You nearly cost the match.
Yeah, you almost cost
We'll,
it.
we'll actively,
Wow!
just gonna,
Well done, Matt. Well done.
so while they're
Alejandro graciously bows to you, says, "Very well done, my fellow sir. This was quite the challenge. I have not met anybody quite at your caliber in at least 100 years. It is quite an honor to have fought you and let you come out victorious.
Yeah, his hands and smack.
As promised, my ancestral bow."
Hold on a second. I'm not going to tell you why, but I feel like I need to offer you yet another shot. Keep your bow.
Oh my god.
Nothing on my side offered, just one
Was
shot.
was the match not fair?
It seemed mostly fair, but I felt that my comrade juggling out there faltered on that last arrow, or last apple. He didn't keep the rhythm proper.
Yes. You can't trust these humans to be reliable, can we?
No, not in any way.
Says the fucking thief!
Are you right? And if anybody's my honor is everything to me, alright?
Perhaps a single follow-up shot?
Single follow-up shot.
Oh my
Maybe
God,
make it
guys.
something different.
You have to let go.
it's on my head, so I'm spinning on a.
Luigi just keeps losing his apples. He thought it was all done, then we take one more.
Okay, so he gets another apple, puts it out at the same place. He posts it on a spear,
Okay.
okay? And says, perhaps the first one to cut the apple from the spear.
That'll work.
Right down the middle.
However, say I let you go first and you split the apple from the spear. Does that win, or do we put another apple?
We'll put another apple.
Okay. I believe you need honors.
Are
Okay.
you using blunt tips or broadheads? Because
Broadheads.
at first fucking one that hits, it's gonna obliterate.
Yes,
the
but
apple.
keep in mind they have a minus 80 to hit.
Correct.
You
Yeah,
need 100.
that looked like it was a problem.
Right. Ah, shit.
Well, yes, but the human was throwing the apples into the arrows.
The only
I
shot.
thought that was the game. You guys didn't tell me nothing else.
So as I understand the contest here, you have a minus 80 instead of a minus 100. It's the first one to get 101 or higher when the other person doesn't.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct. All right.
And no other influences or modifiers as such. So it's simply a roll off, his bonus versus your bonus,
Correct.
and whatever you get. So he's
But this is for him to keep his bow, not to get my dagger. This is just for him to keep his bow. That's what I tried to say.
okay.
In other words, we'll just walk away.
If
saying
he
that.
wins, you break even. It's
Correct.
double or nothing,
Correct.
except not double.
Second, nothing
right.
doubles.
I felt like I was wrong about that last shot.
Your ego will double.
Okay,
But
I buy that. Okay, so he takes up and takes his shot. He scores math.
At least it's not open-ended.
He scores a 68 and misses the apple.
89.
You miss the apple.
Yep.
Okay. I say, well, obviously the human was hedging more than a little bit. I see.
As you guys are doing
Like,
that.
what the hell?
He just flip away.
Perhaps,
Moving apples.
perhaps jokingly, he says, "We might wish a larger apple."
I don't.
So
And I feel a little foolish at this point too, because I'm like, damn it, we hit all three. He was fucking it up.
no, he wasn't. He was juicing it.
Amazing.
So he takes a second shot, scoring a 120 on the score. So he slices the apple.
So we put a new apple out there.
Mhm.
Well, I feel a dark deal coming on. Well, yeah. We're gonna spend one more dark deal, and then
Okay.
if he gets it, he gets it. I don't care at this point.
Yes, you do.
No. 95, 127.
No problem. You both slice the apple.
you would have had it if you weren't so.
So they reset the apple on the spear. He takes a third shot.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna be rolling. What is that? Endurance or
Something like that.
Magical darkness.
Third shot. He gets a 159.
How the hell?
Pause.
Okay.
With a minus
Well,
80?
After I see that shot, I'm just gonna shake my head, walk over to the bar,
And sit
grab
down.
the biggest fucking drink they have.
Luigi pulls it back.
And I'm just gonna start fucking downing it.
Again, it's not a matter of how well you hit it, just that you hit it.
But with a minus 80, he hit a 157.
Is there any chance?
Are
I
you
could-
kidding about Pavarotti, or are you serious?
Yeah, I'm serious. He pulls the biggest drink back.
I will. Oh,
120.
I'm sorry. And I look at
120.
him.
Okay, you both slice the apple.
On this
What
next
the fuck?
attempt, am I allowed to make
How the
an
hell did you get a
encouragement
60
roll to
something?
You just
cheer
startled
him
him.
on,
Just
to
like,
give him a bonus?
There's something going on here. There's no way he went from a 60 something to a 150 something. No way. It's not even possible.
His bow is like glowing.
Every other arrow, he gets like a plus 20.
Okay, he shoots again. This time he gets a 131.
120.
Okay? You can encourage him, it's not going to affect his skill.
Oh,
Do you want to try to do something that influences the flight of an arrow? Because right now they're running out of apple.
Right. What the hell's next?
The crowd is loving it.
Pineapple.
Because most of this crowd, being human, have never seen somebody come close to competing with Relaine.
Fucking sandbag.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull what I did last time, and whenever
He pauses and switches to his left arm.
I'm not lieutenant.
whenever all of Andre
My right
starts
fingers
shooting
get
it,
tired.
I'm gonna pretend like I'm jumping up and down in excitement.
You're going to
and
try to
trip
distract
and
him?
just while he's shooting.
Okay?
I am not happy with this.
Like unintentionally just
Your ego
And while
is
all
taking
of
a
this
beating
is
here.
distracting me, I'm all those arrows that I brought back for them. They already inspected them. I'm.
No,
slowly-
they're collecting their arrows back.
Oh.
He only has a small number of them. He's reusing
Oh, I was putting them in my bag.
them. No.
I brought a quiver of arrows.
Okay,
but
so
that's
give
it.
me a performance roll.
Okay.
No, there's no way. His skill is
over.
at least 50 points higher.
I think you're
86. So,
No, 30 points higher. At least.
118.
118. Okay. So as he takes a shot, you make a loud noise and something crashes to the ground, slightly distracting his aim. He takes a shot
Oh my
and hits a. He hits a 70, missing the apple.
I missed it too.
Oh.
And I glare at him.
Yeah,
hardcore.
Relaine pauses after the shot. It says,
Can you excuse people?
"Well, I'm curious as to your friend's ability to be civilized."
So am I. I say, no more interference at all.
I was excited, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
So,
Damn it.
shall we continue?
God, I hate this.
If he got a 156, he's got to have like
'Kay.
well above 100.
Wonder how intelligent
He's
he is.
likely got 200 skills, too.
You gonna try to distract him?
Nope, not at all. I just know intelligence is hard to come by depending on what
Class you are.
class you are.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't occur in
A lot of them.
most
Yeah,
of
it's scholars and things like that.
So-
Most of us are dumb.
I have
Yeah.
a 51. If
How
you
much should I
No.
grab?
Well, you're an
So
engineer.
figuring in angles and things is a talent of an archer.
Mhm.
Would you agree?
Of course.
So instead of us hitting the apple, okay?
It's being spoken.
Throw the apple out on the ground somewhere, closest to the apple with a arced shot, i.e., fire in the air and try to get it to land as close to the apple. Wait, we're in a hall. We're not out in the courtyard, are we?
Yeah, you're in a hall, but
Okay,
it's,
I
I mean,
can't
it's
do that.
stone.
Yeah, can't do that then. We could ricochet.
Yeah.
Let's just shoot the apple.
Perhaps we shoot through the door and see if we hit the bar.
Yeah.
Listen, on the back stop over the rim.
Trying to
No, we
figure out
have
a
to
way.
go
That's
to
what our
incorporate-
roll open ended.
to get rid of some of his skill and not affect mine as much. But
Well, you do have the performer.
yeah, no.
I just tripped.
All right, let's go for it.
Go for it. Okay. He takes, I think, shot number 6.
I will make that.
Okay. He hits a 130.
All right. Well, I want to take another dark deal. That's the question.
Yep. You did.
Yes.
You've gotten this far.
Yeah, but
You rolled a 19.
I know.
Imagine having an epic elf bow while you have 3 arms.
You didn't make it.
That's game over.
Well, I can't take any more dark deals, right?
You can take 1.
I've already had one.
Okay.
Okay. And I missed the apple and say
By how much?
by quite a bit.
Oh, by quite a bit.
By 26.
Okay. So yeah, your arrow misses that time. There is a cheer from the crowd as the match is finally ended.
After many apples.
Relaine or Alejandro congratulates you on a well-fought match. He says, "I perhaps a few hundred more years
Why didn't you just
of
take the
practice
bow?
and so forth."
I
But
laugh.
this was quite an enjoyable exercise. Your skill is obviously very good. Perhaps we'll get a chance to compete again in the near future.
Well, I hope so. I am pissed that I didn't just take the damn bow, but I needed it to be a clean win.
Player to player, I respect your commitment.
Yeah,
I really do.
Yeah.
I hate you as a fucking character right now, but I respect you for it.
Your hammer's not at risk, though. You don't have to stay. That's the rule. Because I already beat him. But I said no. I don't feel like it was fair. Let's take the hammer and everything off the table.
Oh, did
Right.
you?
Yes.
He was
Oh, okay.
unaware of the cheating
This was
Matt
only
was.
keeping the bow.
and opted to say, "Okay, I'll call it a draw. We'll play again, and either I win the
And
bow
that's
or I
just-
don't."
Okay. Okay.
So you're fine otherwise. He congratulates all of you, and the court returns to their normal celebrations and so forth.
Good job.
Obviously, a lot of the discussion is on the archery tournament that just happened, and a couple of servants cleaning up apples. many
I didn't
apples.
really lose arrows, but all right. I'm very frustrated.
I bet. If he had been slightly more subtle, you would have won clean, fair and square.
Right there.
I should have specified as he
said
went
that
out
they
there,
only
don't
had
mess
so
with
many,
it.
They kept taking.
He
those
held
back.
off
I
until
tried.
the last shot.
Oh, I thought
He didn't mess with any of the other ones
Like-
until then.
like a goblin.
I was hoping, but it was very.
And now I just rolled
this
3
thing.
times in a row and
He
got
needed
3
to
open
shut
ended
me
Of
rolls,
course.
so I need to stop.
You better stop now. You waste them. Okay.
We're done for the night, right?
Getting close. Okay, so who else would you wish to interact with? You have conceivably a couple more hours if you wish. Olivandro is very talkative at this point. If anybody cares to speak with him,
So he won in that duel, correct?
I did not.
he
won
gave
the
up the
first
prize to compete a second time.
I'm talking gambling.
Yes. Oh yeah, you won your 5 gold. You lost your 3.
So I gained 2 gold.
Sure.
I'm gonna go look
See,
for
that would put, that's where I started, so
Dieter.
Dieter,
I made money. You're
he is here.
He was the guy that I had multiple conversations with.
He's the Graphs champion.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, he's here.
I'm gonna go talk to
gained
him
a lot of reputation.
Okay.
Mhm.
That's what he's for.
as the grass champion.
Okay.
Do you have? Not a matter. No, let me rephrase that. It's not that do you have. It's. I would assume that you have
I'm sticking to
a
that.
close relationship with the graph.
Um,
That's what I said. I said I'm sticking to what
Sure.
I'm doing.
Okay.
I've done him for many years. I'm his champion, of course.
Yeah. Do you understand what relationship he might have
Oh.
with Hildebrand over there?
Can I just look? Do you want me
Yes,
to throw
just
this
throw
away?
that
Yeah,
away.
we'll just leave it on the table for now. We'll throw it away later.
Yeah.
With Hildebrand,
It's
There we go.
right, Hildebrand.
the chaperone.
No, not the fuck. The,
I
Heinfeld.
really need to stop rolling.
With,
Heinfeld.
Lady Heinfeld. She and I had a conversation earlier that had me worried. Worried for your kingdom and worried about the graph.
Okay.
Not that she's a threat, per se, but I'm trying to find out whether she is somebody to be trusted. My dealings with her so far have been very.
Lady Heinfeld seems to me to be a very passionate merchant from a notable family to the north. I see no reason not to trust her, but her dealings have always felt a little off, perhaps a little shady. It's not one for me to say. I'm not really into the politics of such matters, but I prefer to do my investments elsewhere.
Fair enough. I noticed that like every time I've seen the graph, she's been whispering in his ear effectively.
Well,
And-
she's a guest of the court, has been for a few weeks.
And I get that. There's a lot of guests of the court here, though. All the fine ladies that are here could be considered guests of the court, but I never see them. Ulrich, for instance, has caught the eye of that particular young lady right there.
Well, she's a personal guest by invitation from Heinrich.
Do you know how they know each other? Like, how long have they known each other? I'm curious.
Heinrich?
No. Lady Heinfeld.
Heinfeld?
She's a personal guest of the graph, correct?
No. She's a personal guest of Heinrich Todbringer, the eldest son of the Graf.
Okay.
Todbringer. I probably recognize that name.
Because
Because
that's who
it's the
we're
Graf
looking for.
Todbringer. It's the family that's the royals.
I think Todbringer was mentioned.
But I've never seen the two of them together.
Well, of course. Heinrich is traveling in the north these days.
So he's traveling in the north. She's down here as a guest of his.
Yes. She's here on personal invitation.
Did she have the invitation with her? Or
I assume so.
well, I'm just curious about the timing of it because I'm just worried about the nature of the relationship between the kingdoms if there's something untoward happening within this court.
Within the court, no. I mean, other than the troubles that the Graf has had over the last few months, the court is as strong as possible. And these taxes will only make it better. I mean, the taxes are sure to be bringing plenty of funds into the place.
Okay, so you're pro taxes. So we have a Democrat over here. That's interesting because you can clearly hear the law lords are still arguing about the efficacy of those taxes and whether or not they are harming or hurting the kingdom.
Well, certainly. But dwarves are thrifty people. They're very good with gold. They can afford to pay a little extra.
What about the church?
Well, the church and the temples are a great idea. The priests have been stacking up gold for years. Just look at the Templars and how well equipped they are.
The Ulrichians have Templars?
Mhm.
Okay. The Templars are well funded, huh?
Yeah, the temples. Those are the shining beacons of the city.
But are they through? Just a second. Are those facades raised by taxes or by donation?
By donation. They maintain
Then
their
why
own
tax them?
businesses.
Then why tax them?
Because the taxes are solid. They
I'm so gonna get into this stupid argument about whether or not taxes should be. Fuck.
yeah. I
My
think the
very
temple tax.
libertarian brain is kicking in.
Give me a perception roll.
I'm trying to get over my
Yeah,
personal feelings
I
about the way
understand.
this shit
I
should play
understand.
out in
Give me a
real life.
perception roll.
So.
This you can adjust with your charm bonuses if you wish.
That was funny. He was talking on a 3, so I re-rolled it and rolled a 3 again. Okay, so fuck. I'm starting to not like this guy, and that's me personally. And I
Okay.
79. If I don't get it all,
This isn't the Law Lords.
This is Dieter.
Okay.
Dieter Schmiedehammer.
So he's saying the same thing he said before then.
Mm-hmm.
I'll go ahead and spend it all since, no offense, I think we're about to call it for the night.
Well, conceivably, if we continue this encounter, you can spend it next time too.
Okay.
It's an encounter bonus you get.
Then I won't spend any of it. So,
Okay. Well, if you need higher than 101, I'll let you know what you need to reach that threshold.
I'm at 118.
118. Okay. So you start questioning him and arguing about the taxes. You notice that not only does he repeat the same thing, he repeats it notably monotone.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. You
Pieces-
you start arguing about the taxes, and he almost you get the sense that he
goes
almost
into a trance.
he
repeating
sort
the-
of gets distracted and says, "I think the temple tax is a good idea. Those priests have been stacking up gold for years. Just look at the temples." Word for word says exactly what he said previously.
And I've heard that before.
Yeah,
Mhm.
when we've spoken to him before, that's exactly the.
Yeah, but I think I've heard that from other people. Haven't I?
Well, you
Don't think so.
No, but he's
failed.
okay.
Should've took the bubble.
I'm gonna give him a good look over at this
Okay.
point as we're conversing. I want to look for any type of tattoos on him, anything purple,
No.
one of those fucking necklaces,
Nope.
anything like
I mean,
that.
he's wearing his armor and so forth. Nothing unusual outside of that.
I'm okay. Well, I appreciate your time.
Certainly.
You don't know anything else about Lady Heinfeld that
But-
could help me in my investigations?
Lady Heinfeld, no, she was, like I said, the personal guest of Heinrich, and has been in town for a few weeks at least.
And the taxes started a few weeks ago, correct?
Taxes started just about a month prior. Was the first passing of the
Okay,
taxes,
so she probably hasn't been here as long as the taxes. So
Right.
She probably doesn't have.
and
that.
she wouldn't have any influence as far as laws and edicts.
I'm more thinking along the lines of she's been influencing through magic.
According to Erdem, there is no magical influence on deer.
Bless you.
Okay.
Carlton has thoughts.
Not Carlton,
Erdem.
Erdem, if he was in Europe, from what he found out earlier, and from what
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
he
clear
overheard
those.
from him with the.
So, sorry. A couple things. One, haven't we met someone named Dietrich?
We can't use that kind of stuff right now. We're in the middle of an encounter. If we can't remember this stuff, we can't remember it.
I know. Player to player, this is kind of random.
There's Lots of Dietrichs,
That's
lots
not
of
necessary
Fredericks.
right now.
It's,
We'll talk about it later, man. But it's not something we're going to use. Okay.
If-
Well,
if
I
you're-
appreciate your time.
Certainly. Enjoy the festival.
Does,
Yeah.
does Ernum see this interaction?
Sure.
Okay. If
I get
that's,
visibly frustrated.
if that's the case,
Thank you.
does the monotone speaking change in pattern seem to mimic what was described by Luigi about his medications that he was given to alleviate, to change the mindset, the chi, that type of level that he
No.
was describing to Ernum?
No, the medication he was giving the prince is more of stimulants to help with his muscles and his ability to function.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So not really chi, just
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
gotcha.
It's more of a medical concoction that he has that helps treat the symptoms that the prince has.
Would Ernum have knowledge of the Talian drugs, the type of medications that are readily
Sure.
available?
I mean, most of them aren't that unusual as far as regional.
Gotcha. It was more. I'm just trying to think if there's a connection between the two.
He's doing really
It's
good
all if he
with
sees that. So okay. Well, I will give that back so I don't.
Give me a. I mean, you can give me a medicine roll.
We'll go see if one goes up for wrapping up. And I need to finish up. We got stuff. Corruption.
Okay.
Okay.
I got some patience
Uh,
now.
We're gonna have
medicine
some
roll?
rolling to do.
Oh yeah, he's gonna get all my good rolls today.
It's good.
Yeah.
Didn't do
'Cause
too
I'm
good
not-
at the apples.
'cause I'm not doing good.
No, if you don't want to answer
Um,
this, that's fine. How many corruption points do you have?
A lot.
182.
182. Okay. Also, give me a perception check for him to confirm that he's actually aware
More than
of
double yours.
the situation.
That's his
You shouldn't even be close to your threshold.
perception.
No, he was
Seven.
beforehand.
There's a 190.
So is
Well,
I.
it'll be a 129. with
120,
his
okay.
bonus.
So
You
he
restarted your
saw
turn.
that change in pattern with Dieter. He's not aware of any drugs per se,
7 should be moving.
but it does match up with some
My threshold is
medical procedures that he's aware of involving
Where's the
hypnosis.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
Even more
With
than
his medical training, the limited way, there's been some classes, some discussion about hypnosis as a means to deal with medical issues, and the reaction that he's seen from Dieter
Okay.
sort of implies to him that he may have been hypnotized at some point.
Yeah.
Not a magical
That's where
influence.
that comes in.
Right.
This would be more of a
Reactionary, to
reactionary.
certain words. So
Yes.
Anger
Okay.
against taxation. How do we put that down there?
What else is in
Okay.
I believe it's will. What is the calculation for your maximum? It's toughness, right? For your
I don't know.
maximum corruption.
We'll look it up momentarily.
The
I think he has
Okay.
willpower as well.
Toughness
yeah.
will be power.
Geez, that
So-
will go on for about 2 more hours. Oh, geez.
So, with those
Yeah.
bits and crumbs, and the bow hanging over there by LaFerrell, we'll go ahead and wrap up the game. But I want to go through your willpowers and checks and everything. So let me get to that section of
God, please
thing.
visibly mutate in the crowd. That would be amazing.
elves can't.
It's
Oh.
all mental.
I can though.
Okay,
Damn it.
where is it?
Oh, you can only do mental.
Mhm.
So who would be
Now then you have a better chance
capable
of becoming a
of
psychopath.
Okay, gaining dark deals, encroaching. Corrupting
I'm trying to
influence.
play actually a sociopath, not a psychopath.
Okay,
All right.
Dang.
careful. You juggling apples too?
I know I almost made you lose your
it's an
hammer,
android.
but
Okay.
I'm afraid.
Should you
Oh,
ever
come
gain
Nice.
should you ever gain more corruption points than your willpower bonus plus your toughness bonus?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. You attempt a challenging +0 endurance test
And is it
for
written?
each point that you've gone past. Okay. If you pass, no issue. Once you fail, then you take corruption. Will have effects. So if you've gone past your points, every point you earn.
Every point.
For every point, you got to make a roll. It's endurance plus your roll. You need a 101.
Well, I failed that.
You started off by failing. Okay.
Mutations. Yeah. Oh, we rolling for mutation.
Just giving the priest more
If you fail.
energy.
I did fail one.
Okay, which one?
I need
First
to
one,
burn
second
the
one.
steak.
I had 3 to make.
I
I rolled all 3 at once. I made 2 of them fail one.
Okay, so roll a d6 for 1, 2, or 3. Because if it goes back down, technically you wouldn't have to make the other ones.
Well then, should I just?
Go with the 1 is fine. I just need to know how many points did you pass before you failed.
Gotcha.
Okay. Okay. Give me your human. Give me a percentile roll.
84.
Okay.
So
And then you get corruption limits. Should you survive long enough to gain more mutations than your toughness bonus, or more mental corruptions than your willpower bonus, you become lost to the chaos gods and lose your character.
Wait, so I have one more mental.
No. Mutations. Okay? So whatever your willpower bonus is the maximum number of mental corruptions you can get.
Yep.
If you reach that number, your character's gone.
Yeah, people
Mine's
leave
28.
Your what?
My willpower is 28, so
yeah,
2.
2.
So 2. How many do you have currently?
I don't have any currently.
Oh, well, now you have 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just need to know it's
So I actually had 4 points I had to roll for, and I did roll my
Okay.
4th one.
And
So
did you
I
pass
have to
that?
see- I passed that one.
Okay, so roll a d4 then.
So here's the D8. Here's the same
Okay.
thing. 6.
So the third one is what you failed.
Okay.
Okay. So, as corruption first, lose corruption points equal to your willpower bonus as you mutate. Okay, so whatever your willpower bonus is, you reduce from your total.
That
As
doesn't help me because that still leaves me above my threshold.
well, that's
God
that's too
damn.
bad.
I can make one more.
Okay, now the key thing is, what's your willpower bonus?
5.
5. You can only ever get mental corruption,
Uh-huh.
which means you'll get those relatively quick.
Uh-huh.
Uh-oh.
At least the human splits them
I'm
somewhat.
1 point away from the 6. I'm 59 willpower.
Okay.
1 point away from the 6.
Well, work on your willpower.
So if you ever get more than your willpower
If you match your
Started
limit,
at 59
your character is gone.
I started
so
the day at
If you
12.
get another mental corruption,
Next time
your
I
do a 60.
your character is lost and disappears at the first opportunity or slays the group.
Okay.
Okay?
So next time I mutate, I have a 50% chance of just dying and taking you all
Yes.
with me.
But they
Or
won't
trying
or
to take us
but
over.
they won't know what's going to happen to you
Yep.
until you do something.
Yeah, we'll probably
Okay.
have to roll that.
what you do?
Yes.
So, let's see next
Okay. Corrupting.
Don't worry, guys. I'll have every corruption in the book before I disappear.
I think I actually have the least amount of corruption in the group.
I got up to 16.
You have said that each and every time corruption has been brought
How
up.
much did you gain tonight?
It's fine.
4.
Okay. So both of you got corruptions.
How much-
Enemy and shadows installed. We should be able to get. Oh,
Wish that's
that's
how
why.
much people
It's
gain
rolling on the
for
table.
Chaos circle.
Okay.
Corn, they're a little Slanesh.
Okay. So, let's see. You got the corruption tonight
Yeah.
through this interface. Okay, so that's going to be Slanesh
Aw.
due to the charisma aspects of the
Mine
interaction.
wasn't charisma. Come on now.
Well, yours was you took the corruption due to the archery tournament. So sounds like corn to me.
God damn it.
Okay, so Slanesh. Hold on, let me mark this as private.
Hey!
Hold on. I'm going to mark this.
That's like, yeah!
I'm going to do a self roll and then I'll let you know what you get. So, Slanesh. Okay.
We were literally walking out the door in like 30 seconds.
Okay. You have a.
Did Andy talk to you?
Okay. Reduce
Hold on
your
for a sec.
fellowship by 20. Add 10 to your base willpower.
Nice.
That's.
Okay? You've become totally unhinged, hearing multiple voices.
I want that one.
The amongst the crowd, all the voices, all the interactions, you just lost control. There's all these voices that continue to echo in your mind.
What?
Okay.
That's gonna be a fun role playing challenge for you.
So
Yeah.
your fellowship base stat goes down by 20. Your willpower base stat goes up by 10. Make sure you note you have the
96,
totally
94.
unhinged trait.
I can.
Well, that's
Why couldn't I do that
unfortunate
during the
because
archery
my
shit?
character is fellowship based.
Okay.
Yeah.
Matt, as soon as it rolls. Okay.
Shush.
I will send this one to you.
Okay.
Okay.
Fuck. Never a good thing.
You're just dead.
No.
Yep.
Die.
Not sure why Graf Boris is saying it, but whatever. Okay. So Matt.
Hey, my corruption limit went up.
Yeah, this is ridiculous.
I feel lucky now that I got fucking just possessed.
Ow. Yeah, all of my fellowship stuff went down.
That didn't
so
help.
Hard.
Nope, sure didn't. 'Cause I don't know what the hell language that is.
Like my inner came before this.
Oh.
Ooga booga.
Hooga booga booga. Did you follow that?
I'm on it. I speak in tongues now.
Right,
Is that what it
Spiel.
is?
That's what it is. You speak in tongues.
Because you have 4 of them.
Oh, fun.
So one of you had one corruption or one mutation.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
And I had 4 to roll for.
Yeah, well, and you're still over your limit.
Yeah. Yeah. Yes.
Okay. So we will wrap up there and continue next time. Like I said, you're still in the event. Make a note of how many points you have as far as to be able to spend as far as your budget.